What's good, neighborhood? What's popping? What's happening? What's going on? You back in the lab with your favorite neighbor, your man Marq Nash. He is I am he. Another great episode of Breaking Beats. Hope this broadcast find you guys in good spirit, good health, and all of that good stuff. You know we all need it. Man, we got a good show on the top. Got a good topic on the docket today. We're gonna have some fun with this. Definitely gonna have some fun with this. But got some serious things we're gonna talk about. If you see the thumbnail, you know what I mean when I say these things. So give me 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Let me run this show intro. We're gonna get right into all of it. We have four teams. Some male, three young ladies. The male is 17. Got two 15-year-old girls and a 16-year-old girl. Carjacked this woman, broad daylight. The woman arm was tangled up in a seatbelt, and she was drugged by the vehicle, causing her to lose the limb of her body, and she died. She didn't make it. So we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to ask you guys: hey, look, would you turn in your child? Would you turn in your child? Because the parents turn these kids in. Would you turn your child in if they committed this type of crime? Also, should they be charged as adults? Should it be charged as adults? Should the parents be charged? So we'll talk about all that and more. Give me 30 seconds and we're going to jump right into it.
This that squad sound.
Yeah, man. What up? What up? What up, though? What's popping? What's happening? What's going on? It's your man, Marq Nash. Man, we got a couple topics on the docket. Let's jump right into them. Actually, we got a topic before we get into this. Shout out to everybody pulling up. Julian Kenny, he said, "Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening." Shout out to what's that? Riverchi. Okay. He said, "Losers." Yeah, man. Kind of threw it all away right here. We're gonna talk about that. Golly, man. Shout out to everybody who's pulling up. Gotta talk about it. Gotta talk about it. Got to talk about it. Truly unfortunate what's going on right here. Let's get right into the story. Let's talk about it. So if you don't know what's going on, we have a 73-year-old woman. The victim in this case, 73 years old. 73 years old. So has pretty much lived her life for a long time, and to have her life taken from her by four juveniles while she at work. I think she was just trying to put some things in the car. They have not released the names or the mug shots of these people because, like I said, they are juveniles. But according to New Orleans Police Department, the woman and the victim identified was Miss Linda Frickey, Frickey. Rest in peace to Miss Linda Frickey. The carjacking occurred around 1:35 p.m. on the 300 block of North Scott Street. The victim was forced out of her vehicle and dragged alongside the sports utility vehicle for about a block. This happened on Benneville Street. The substance pulled away. The woman was also dislodged from the vehicle, and her arm was severed from her body. She died on the scene. I was listening to a report too that said, man, 911 took forever to even get them on the call. Sorry about that. Trying to cue out this video, see how much of this video we can get up here. They said her arm was separated from her body, man. So she truly died a very violent death. Truly unfortunate. I'm gonna open the phone line up and drop the link out there too. We got to talk about this. because what I saw right here, what I thought it was pretty remarkable, like, because you don't see this often. The parents turned the teens in. The parents turned them in. So I got a survey in the chat. I'm asking you, would you report your child to the police? Would you report your child to the police? Your child comes home and they say, Mom, Dad, I was with 3 other friends. We skipped school today. And in the process of skipping school today, we decided to take somebody's car. The lady didn't make it. Would you turn your child in? Open the phone line up. Gotta know what you guys think on this topic, because here's the thing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna hold off on that because I got something else I'm gonna say first, and I want to play this audio from the I believe he's the police superintendent. I believe the police superintendent. I'm gonna play the audio from the superintendent. Shout out to my guy Reggie. Oh, what up, Reggie? He said, "Salute my peoples." What up, homie? He said something like this. I would report it. Shout out to Epoxy Magic. What's good, my G? Welcome back. You said you would. You would tell. Okay. Now, you might not ever see your child again now. So that's what you're going to get too, though. Got to keep in mind, you might not ever see your child again. Let me share my screen so you guys know what I mean. And so you guys can see as much as the video that they're allowing us to see. Yeah, pardon me. I just woke up, man. I overslept. Excuse me. I overslept getting ready for the trying to take a quick nap before the show. I don't know why I did that. But let me share the screen so we can get into this. Okay. Here we go.
Ferguson did say he wants the team.
Let me see. Yeah, because I got that clip too. Okay, cool. Because your superintendent guy right here, he said they should be charged as adults. Should these juveniles be charged as adults? All 3 of them, the 17-year-old, the 15-year-old, 2 15-year-olds, a 17, and a 17, 16, 15, 15. So let's go through this.
They want you to see this video to understand what happened.
It was like a predatory thing.
You're watching video from Monday afternoon around 1:30 p.m. on the 300 block of North Scott.
Okay, well, hold on. Bear with me. Close this one out. My bad. Too many windows over here. All right, there we go. Gotcha. I forgot I can't share the audio if I'm going to share it this way. So it don't bleed back in. There we go. All right, let's check this video out.
Linda Frickey is leaving work. Richard Hodges is her boss. His surveillance cameras are rolling.
That's when the male started to pull her out of the car. At that point, he struggled with her. It
now,
looked like trying to pull her out, and he maced her. 2 of the females.
That's what I was gonna ask. Did he have a gun? Because he pointed something at her. So as they walk, because you can see now. Look, I want you guys to look. I don't know if y'all can see my mouse all the way at the top of the stop sign. It's gonna be another kid looking like they keeping lookout. Because once he make the move, that other kid is gonna be up here by the stop sign, and they're gonna run down to it. All right, so don't forget that part. Keep that part in mind. All right, so up here and by the stop sign, you're gonna see the other kid run down. Let's go.
p.m. on the 300 block of North Scott. Linda Frickey is leaving work. Richard Hodges is her boss. His surveillance cameras are rolling.
That's when the male started to pull her out.
Okay, so he opened up the door, yanks the door open, and I guess he starts spraying something at her. I thought he was holding a pistol, but they say he maced the lady. All right.
The car at that point.
Damn. See, look, man. And look, we ain't trying to blame no victims for this, but I do want y'all to know this. When y'all just sitting around in your car, man, had them doors locked, had them windows up, keep your head on the swivel. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody's trying to take that from you. With all due respect. Shout out to my guy PGA Big Dog. PGA's Big Dog. What up, Luther? Shout out to my guy D-Ray all day. He said, He said, I'm whipping that baby ass until the police report. Until the police get there, I guess. Girl behind the mic, what up, my sister? How you feel? What's the deal? Would you turn your child in? That's what we asking too. If your child committed a crime, such as this, would you turn your child in? Also, should these children be charged as adults? Let's continue with the video.
He struggled with her. It looked like trying to pull her out, and and
these are girls right here on the left side.
He maced her. Two of the females had jumped in the other side of the vehicle, and then they jumped out. Like all of a sudden, it's like popped out, and it seemed like maybe they were like, "Okay, this ain't gonna work. We're gonna leave." And he proceeded on the side of the vehicle. He basically was assaulting her.
They got right back out. They was like, "Man, fuck this," because you can see right there on the side of the vehicle. It's like the woman is down, or he's struggling with the lady.
The vehicle, he basically was assaulting her, trying to get her out of the car. Once he had her on the ground, he got in, he took off.
Hodges says two co-workers
and drug her. You see, he's taking off while she's still. Y'all see that he's taking off.
He got in.
The other girl
took off.
Ain't even in the car. He's taking off. He's dragging the lady.
Hodges says two co-workers came out and tried to save her, but it was too late.
They found her in the street there, and they stayed with her, until she passed away with it.
Her arm was ripped from her body, y'all. Don't forget that, gang. Lady died a very violent life. I mean, a very violent death. 73 years old, has lived a long life. And now here you are in the twilight of your life, 73 years old, just putting some things in your car at work, and some kids basically coming to take your life. Do you shoot the kids? I know, look, man, I ain't here to advocate for gun violence or weaponry, but y'all already know how I get down. Click, click, bang, bang. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I would rather this lady be alive and have to explain to these parents, hey, look, this is why I killed your teenager. This is what happened, than to be sitting here reporting this story like this. This woman getting her arm ripped from her body. Link out there in the chat too. Pull up. We're going to talk about this. We got to talk about this.
In a few minutes after that, it was just a horrific thing.
NOPD Superintendent Shaun Ferguson said the parents of the 15-year-old.
See Shorty. You see Shorty getting low right here? That's what. Look, I was talking to my wife, and my wife was telling me, "Oh hell yeah, charge them as an adult. Charge them as adults. Like, you know what you're doing is wrong right here. You know you shouldn't be taking somebody's car at 15." She said, "I knew I wasn't been doing that stuff." But do you know the severity of your actions? That's what we're talking about. Do you know how wrong it is what you're doing? Do you know this is going to change somebody's life forever? Jared Smith, he said, "I'm from New Orleans. The carjacking rate is high here." Yo, Gerard. Yes, bro. I was looking that up today when I was doing some research on this story. Definitely, yo. New Orleans is, because when they was talking about this one, they thought these kids were involved in the other carjackings, because y'all got so many carjackings. They was like, nah, we don't know if they had nothing to do with this one, but or if they all connected, which brings me to what else we're going to be talking about as far as being charged as adult, because you're going to hear the superintendent right here. He's going to say something about them being charged as an adult. Look, Louisiana got a death penalty, homie. They got a death penalty. Should they be put to death? Is it an eye for eye? We're going to talk about it. Definitely got to talk about it. Let me see. Let's get back to it.
Superintendent Shaun Ferguson said the parents of the 15-year-old female turned her in Monday night. A tip from another parent led police to the 17-year-old male. And
there you go. There you go, parent. Look, that first parent was like, "You did what? Well, who?" Call the police. No, mom. Oh, yeah. It ain't no mama. Your ass should have been at school. Hey, look, how many times y'all think that parent had told that child, that 15-year-old girl, "I don't want you hanging out with such and such"? You don't listen to your parents. You ain't listening to your teachers. You won't listen to the principal. You won't listen to the guidance counselor. You won't listen to your brothers, your sisters, your uncles. You won't listen to the minister. You don't listen to nobody. You about to listen to that warden today, though. You're gonna listen to that judge. You're gonna stand there and listen to that judge. That's it. Everything, just whole future ahead of you. Throw it away for a senseless act of violence. Now, what you gonna do with the car? Y'all gonna just keep the car? No, motherfuckers be joyriding in them cars. Look, man, I've seen this before, man, where people just do little dumb stuff. I'm looking for my remote. But people just do little dumb stuff. When you're a kid thinking like, all right, man, ain't nothing gonna happen. It is what it is. Man, that stuff can escalate, yo. That stuff can escalate. And once it's on, it's on. What you gonna do? There ain't no turning back now. They had so many opportunities. And look at Shorty right here creeping low.
The 15-year-old female.
Boom.
Turned her in Monday.
And then she opened. So she opened the car. She looks this way, see this dude, and she hears this way. That the young lady's coming on the other side.
Night. A tip from
now
another
right here.
parent.
Now y'all see Shorty down the block, running down the block now. I guess she was supposed to be doing the lookout. Y'all see Shorty running down the block from the stop sign. Watch this.
From another parent led police
She
to the
running down.
17-year-old male and 16-year-old.
And then the other one all the way in the back. She creeping up like I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Female. The 15-year-old female turned herself in Tuesday morning. Police say some of the suspects have criminal records.
I didn't, bro. How did I know that? I didn't even watch this video before, man. How did I know that? They already got criminal records. The suspects 15, 16, 17. Some of the suspects, they didn't say one, they said some of the suspects. So that's two or more, right? Already got criminal records. This was a culmination of things. This is the zenith. It finally got to the point. You ain't listened. You don't broke so many rules. Boom, somebody's dead now. Somebody's dead. And you're going to jail. Your ass going to jail. And I don't feel sorry for you. I don't want nobody in the chat telling me, well, they some young black folks, man, Mark. I don't give a damn, man. And I don't want to hear that these are white people problems. These are young black kids. I don't know. Is this a black lady right here? Bonnet girl right here is definitely a sister. That's definitely sister style right there, respectfully. That bonnet girl, the other two bonnet girl, I can't tell if Shorty right here is a sister now, but she look like she a black girl too. Yeah. I'm looking at her right there. Yeah, she like a black girl. Black folks. These black folks out here committing murder. Ain't even old enough to buy a pack of cigarettes, nigga. Ain't even old enough to drive. 15, you ain't even old enough to drive. You ain't old enough to vote. But you know what? You're going to be old enough to sit your ass in this prison for the rest of your life. This is crazy. This is orchestrated. They planned this. Look, the whole lick where they walked up. He looked like he was walking towards the car at first, but they decided to walk past the lady. Walk past her. Then they came back. He split, went to the left. The other girl went to the right. Bam. Open the door. He got the drop on it. The other girl is right there. And then the other girl is running. Man, this is a full-on ambush, homie. It's a full-on ambush. Shout out to my sister Queen P. What up? He said repeat offenders. He said, hey, we have 23 people on the live, only 8 likes. Damn, they doing me like that? Click the like button, man. Don't do me like that. Click the like button. Click the like button, man. 23 people on the live. Damn, click the like button, yo. Wow. Yeah, don't do me like that. Click the like button. Call in, too. We're going to open these phone lines up, and I'm going to drop the link out there. I got to get y'all take on that. I'm asking you guys, would you turn your child in? Would you turn your child in? Let's hear it.
Details. Ferguson did say he wants the teens charged as adults.
Wow. He wants them charged as adults. Now, does that send a good message, though, if you telling people to turn your child in if they do something wrong, but you tell them, hey, turn your child in, they do something wrong, but by the way, you ain't going to see them no more? Should you do that? We're gonna talk about it. Shout out to my sister girl behind the mic. What up, family? We'll come right back to it. Let's see what the superintendent had to say. Let me hear what he had to say, and we'll come back to girl behind the mic.
Teens charged as adults.
Shout out.
Broad daylight, with no regards to this woman hanging from the vehicle. So, I mean, I think at some point in time, we have to step up and say we're going to hold individuals accountable.
Yep. Look, 73-year-old lady girl behind the mic. 4 teenagers took her off this earth violently. Her arm was ripped from her body as they drug her through the vehicle. I think they said her arm was caught up in the seatbelt when she was trying to get out. 73. She probably ain't moving as fast as he wanted to move. 73-year-old woman, 15-year-old, 15-year-old, 2 15-year-old girls, a 16-year-old girl, 17-year-old male. Life is ruined. Should they be charged as an adult? And if you were a parent of these children, could you turn your children in? What say you?
This is tough. I mean, it's just sad on both parts. Very sad. They will probably be charged as adults, and if they are, it is what it is. The crime fits the bill because that was torture. That was torture. And I've talked about young under 18-year-old kids, but listen, I want to be very clear. If you kill somebody, no matter how old you are, you're going to have to go. I mean, depending on the circumstances, but this one right here is just outright. Yeah, they're going to have to go.
So you turning your kids into the laws?
Turning them in myself.
You're going to drive them down there and everything. Get your last hug.
Right. Tell them we're going for ice cream.
Shit. Oh, it's going to be some screaming. It's going to be they scream, not I scream. They scream. Shoot, we might scream together, but you got to get out this car. Hey, look, this ain't like you sold some. This ain't no statute of limitation. I can't hide you forever at 15. Look, if you got some charge with, okay, I probably can hide you out a little bit on certain things, but shit, man, you on camera, all these people here, you got the car, your fingerprint, man, and look, they were already criminals. Some of them already had criminal records according to the police. Damn, they don't listen. They ain't been listening. But the parents, the family of the victim are saying the parents should be charged as well. What do you guys think about that? Matter of fact, hold on to that. Let me get Reggie opening statement. Reggie, what's your take on this topic, my brother?
Man, these damn kids. I don't know what to really say about these kids, but they have effed up. I don't know what drove them to thinking of doing something as close to stupid as this. And I think that anything positive would have happened out of it. And the fact that here they are once again taking somebody's stuff. Now, if they've been in another country, they'll have limbs and stuff chopped off. But here in America, everything's fun and games to the young criminal element. And it's like it's something much deeper to young folks that go about doing this. It's the same thing as the young girls who did something similar to this in D.C. and just drove straight up the block and ended up crashing the car and killing the man trying to hold him to his car. Because a lot of these older people don't have many possessions and they try to hold on to things. And their instinct is to fight for things. For this person to drag that woman like that, he knew what he was doing and what would have been a result, a possibility, what could have happened, as well as the young teens. And salute to their parents for turning them in. But there's going to be lessons to be learned, mainly from the driver, but also for their participation in it. They probably didn't intend to have the woman hanging along and dragging along, but that driver showing the hell did. But they definitely need time in prison. A long time in prison.
How long is too long?
I'd say for the passengers, maybe 5 to 10. But for that driver, that kid's gonna probably do 25 or something. Because it seems to be, him being a mastermind, who knows he's showing off. I think some of them had prior convictions as well. So he knows what he's doing. He's getting in trouble. Therefore, there's a failure in his supportive system. Being his parenting is lacking. So he definitely knows what he's doing. He's going down the wrong hole. So make an example out of him. Let other kids learn from it.
Go ahead, girl behind the mic.
Yeah, I don't know if the parents should be charged. I would be curious to see. I mean, because I'm only saying this because I really don't know like how the laws in terms of like what negligence. Because with the one kid, the school shooting, it was because the parents or the mom bought the gun, bought the weapon that was used. So in this case, I'm not sure if they can reference the people that have the cases to say that is parental negligence, but I mean, I don't think so because then it's a lot of kids out here that have records and they keep offending. But in and I just wanted to clarify because, like I said, in the only kid that I know whose parents were charged was the gun case with the shooting in the school, and that's because the parents had been linked. I think it's the mother was linked to buying him a gun, and there was like evidence and texts and so forth. So that part I could see, but on here, I don't think the parents should get charged.
Reggie, you said you would turn your child in.
Depend upon the situation. And in something like this, if my child did some whole ass shit like this, I'm telling you in. I can't deal with you being around me with some shit like that. But now, if you went in, not to say every crime is where I'm gonna turn my child in. My child committed even some type of murder type shit. It depends on what was behind it. But if you out here doing reckless homemade shit, no, you gotta go. Like I'm not protecting that. There's something wrong with you. You need to be away from that. I don't want you up on there. How can I trust to be asleep around you? There's a lot of situations, especially I'm living in Vegas, and I hear this shit all the time where kids out here killing their parents and shit. And these are the type of kids that should be going somewhere. So hell no, nah. You got something in you if you're doing homemade shit like that. Like, nah, you gotta go.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to see because it takes a strong parent to do this. First of all, to turn your child in. I mean, you love your child. You want your child. You want the system to. Hopefully, you want to see your child again, but you know it's going to be some consequences and repercussions. So I'm kind of surprised to see my live chat, and we got a percentage of the people saying no. I'm not turning my child in. I know it sounds good on the internet, and it's easy to click that no button, but you're gonna be on the run with your child forever. Like, who is really prepared? Like right now, 8:00 at night, your child comes in there and tell you, "I just committed a murder." Who's prepared for that mentally, financially, emotionally? Got your passport? You got a go bag, Pat. You gotta have a go bag. You gotta come on, man. It sounds easy, but it's very difficult to say, nah, I ain't gonna turn my child. Like I said, especially for like a murder, because it ain't no statute of limitations on this. You gonna have to ride with this forever. Y'all gonna be over there. Y'all gonna have to flee the country, go to Indonesia somewhere where there's no extradition. But yeah, but 37%. Shout out to y'all. Y'all gonna be on the run with your child. I told my wife this story today, and she was like, "Hell yeah! What you mean?" She said, "I can't go to prison for you and your murder. I'm gonna go to prison for my murder." That's what she told me. When we was talking about my daughter, she was like, "Nah, baby girl, you better not." Got my guy Megazar here. What's good, my brother? How you feel?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm good. You sound tired. You okay?
Oh yeah, I just worked 12 at work today. So
Oh man,
turn it in a minute. Just want to stop by the neighborhood.
That bread, bro.
What's going on, bro? What's going on? Girl behind the mic. What's going on, family? Yeah, this is ill. I would definitely. My son would have to, get his ass in the car. We going down to the station. Because I believe in living a righteous life, in freedom, justice, and equality. In this case, I don't think they should get the death penalty because I don't think he didn't, when he tried to rob her, he didn't intend on killing her. It's just that, she went with a fight. Those other three, I say 10 to 15. The brother, he got to get 25, 30 clip. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have to be in that thing. I don't think he intended to kill her, but once he saw that, like, he was gonna get caught regardless, bro. So you gotta You should have just went with the little carjacking, did your little 10 to 12, and put the blame on yourself, and not, you know what I'm saying, let the sister skate, even though they was in on it, but they didn't really do shit but get in the car. You know what I'm saying? But since they're there, they're a part of it. But yeah, I would definitely have to. That was my son. Yeah, I got to take you down there. Any one of my children, I got to take you down there. As far as charging the parent, nah, that's excessive, and it's got a racist undertone to it.
Why so?
Because I never hear this shit. There's been other mass school shootings outside of that one that you was just talking about, where bringing up the parent, talking about the parent being arrested has never been brought up. In fact, they'll pull out a blanket. Oh, he had mental problems at home. His mental stability, his mental health was in question. All this other shit that ain't got nothing to do with this nigga shooting up this school. Now, obviously something is wrong with the motherfucker if you shoot up a school, just like something's wrong with these little motherfuckers for just wanting to take somebody's shit. Yeah, your mental health ain't right. That don't mean your ass don't get punished though. You know what I'm saying? There's punishment. Well, the prison system is geared to get you right, even though it don't. But, you know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be geared to getting you right. But it's just what it is, man. Yeah, I don't the 15, 16-year-olds don't try them, man. Like I said, they just got in the car. They was really under the guise of the 17-year-old. Depending on if he had graduated high school or not, he should. If he graduated high school, he should be tried as an adult. If he was still in high school, he should get 20 to 25 to 30 anyway. I wouldn't give him life because I don't think his intent was to kill the lady. Even though, you know, intent or not, she's deceased. And she died a very gruesome death. You know, so he should definitely get 25 to 30, you know, for that. But charging the parents, that's a little excessive. That's a little excessive. And to me, it just has the family wants the parents to be charged. And it's like, the parents could have been doing, how do they know the parents wasn't doing everything that could have been done for these children? More than likely, they in single parent households. Where's the mother? And they just doing. I mean, I did dumb shit as a youngster. I knew where to draw the line, but you know, these were just youngsters doing. They decided to do something dumb, and now they actually finna pay. But to make the parents pay, if that's the case, you know what I mean? The parents should be in jail. If this is how we're going to do this, why I say they got a racial undertone to it to me, because you can't tell me the posture that we've seen it happen too many times, and I'm not turning to a race issue because I feel like they should be punished. But I'm saying we think the parents should be charged too. Well, one parent stepped up and turned their child in. So when do we decide that the parents should be charged? It don't even seem like, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why the parents should be charged. It's when especially the three girls, I don't know if they assisted with it. I just know they got in the car. The brother was the one who did the brunt. He the one that sprayed the mace. That's assault.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's assault. And he stole the car. Now the other ones, they're accessories to the car theft. And it's like, even if they wanted to try to stop him from murder, what could they do? You know, so yeah. But the charging of the parents, that's a little excessive, and I don't believe you can quantify or justify that by no measure.
Okay, go ahead. Anybody want to jump into there? Because girl behind the mic, you was talking to something about how the parents failed. You said the parents failed them, right?
You know, I was just thinking about that. I mean, so here's the thing. I'm not in their lives, but you could sometimes tell, right? By the product. And I say that to say, maybe because somebody said, what makes it, why would you want to take someone's stuff? Like the way they went about just trying to pull this lady out of the car to take her car. The first question that came into my mind was like, who in their lives made it okay? Because it took me back to a social media video clip I saw for probably like 2 minutes. It was a mother in a hair shop with two young boys, and she was walking down on that video and using her left finger to point, and the boy was ripping the wigs off the mannequin head and putting them in his coat. So to me, and I'm not saying this to blame the parents, but obviously we have an issue here if some of these children have prior cases. I mean, I do understand, like Megazo was saying, some of these kids may be coming from a single parent home, which can also complicate things. Maybe it's with mom and mom's working 2, 3 jobs and she's not able to keep an eye on the kids. I absolutely get that. Or is it the environment they're coming from? Maybe they come from a place where it's been modeled. Like, just take other people's stuff. Who cares? So, and I'm not saying that's what's going on in their case, but I'm just thinking in their mind that obviously the adults in their lives failed them. And if it's a single parent that's hustling so many jobs, they can only do the best they can. I don't know what to say, but it's just an example that children, no matter how old they are, if they're under 18, especially between the ages of 12 to 17, 18, need to be watched. So, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, but Megazard, I do remember hearing about charging kids as adults. I mean, charging the parents. Like, I think they've been talking about that since Columbine, if I'm not mistaken. Like, they wanted to charge those parents. Is this?
I
Nope.
mean, I
Or am I
mean,
mistaken?
like I said, even in that, with guidance, we know people who come from good. We know people who come from good households and still do crazy shit, bro. We all do. You know what I'm saying? We know, and we know some people who come from shithole house homes, and they turn out to be a diamond in the rough. So I'm saying I'm not finna go to the extreme. Like I said, his intent wasn't to kill her, even though she's dead. And because she died, guess what, partner? Your ass is grass. Death penalty, I don't think he should get the death penalty. He's a fucking little boy. He's 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? He's a little dumbass dude. Don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? When I say don't know no better, he knew it was wrong. He got to a certain point, some shit snaps in you where you know you're wrong. But
Right.
I'm saying the whole carjacking thing, he thought this was gonna be a sweet deal. Oh, I'm gonna get this old motherfucker. I'm gonna spray it with the mace and boop, 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 boop. You know what I'm saying? But once he got in it too deep, his ass was in there. So I'm not saying that by no means they shouldn't be punished. I just think charging the parents is a little excessive unless you can do a real background check to constitute where the parents fostered the environment to encourage this type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So I mean that's all I'm saying with that.
Should the parents be sued for wrongful death? Should the parents of these families be sued for a wrongful death case? What do y'all think of that?
Nah, I don't think the parents should be liable. I think more the parents they can go into debt on what kind of shit is going on in that house before they come up with even thinking about charging the parents. But I think the parents who brought the children in shouldn't even be thought of being charged. But the city of New Orleans shouldn't even escalate this to make it into a racial situation, being that these are young black kids and this being a white woman inside of seems to be a white community that out there. It should not be trying to escalate that in some racial thing and pinpointed towards these parents. These are 15-year-old kids. They understand what they're doing, what they're engaging in, but also with what kind of community they come from. That's the other thing needs to be looked at, not from a criminal standpoint, but from a standpoint of what needs to be corrected. Because the communities is full of ill shit. And this is New Orleans. We all know New Orleans is wild. They get it how they live type bullshit. And that's kind of how these kids function. So that's kind of the situation that needs to be looked at. And especially the parents need to become advocates of speaking out against juvenile behavior and shit. That's what needs to be done. These parents need to become more activists. And I think even with kids and situations of, there's too much freedom for kids. Even when you look at young minor kids, sometimes it's the discipline lessons have to be taught about teaching kids how to sit their asses down, taking some of that fucking hyper energy out. Because a lot of times you just let kids play, they grow. That process of growing never stops. They're going to teenagers that just act off impulse. Wild as shit, can't control themselves and begin to function off the impulse. He walking by, probably hear a car running, see some old lady in it. They probably far away, needing to get somewhere. And that's what drove his crazy ass to do some impulsive, ignorant ass shit. But the parents, nah.
Let me play this clip right here. Here this. Where is it at? I need this audio. Okay, I'm gonna get this audio now. I thought this was interesting. Now, the chief said they should be charged as an adult. Y'all heard that part. Now, later on in this interview, they're gonna ask him about other crimes being connected, and he's gonna kind of contradict himself, in my opinion. But let's hear it.
Again, we have those loose knit groups. Just yesterday evening, we had approximately 3 or 4 armed robberies or carjackings from Sunday afternoon leading into Monday morning. Of course, the first question in our mind was, were they connected to this homicide? And right now we have no reason to believe so. But what we do know is that 7th District was able to get behind one of the vehicles and have it responsible for those series of armed robberies. But we can't see that they are necessarily connected. But I say all of that to say that
this is important.
They're loose-knit groups that, I think kids being kids.
He said kids being kids. He said it's kids being kids. Let's continue.
Willing to engage in criminal activity, not caring or not willing to, not knowing the consequences, or if they believe there are any consequences to their actions. So again, we as a community.
Okay, so you're saying there are kids being kids. Maybe they don't know their response. The gravity of their actions, or they don't understand all the consequences. That's why I think it's hard to, in one breath say they're children or juveniles, and they don't know the gravity of their actions. They're kids being kids. Then on the flip side, saying they should be charged as adults. Can both things be true? Panel, anybody, let me know.
You can't sit here on one hand and say we have to take a stance and charge them as adults, and then when you're talking about this gamut of other burglaries and armed robberies and assaults, you say it's kids being kids. Well, like I said, this was definitely a case of kids being kids, and it got out of hand. Like I said, he didn't come in. He maced her. He could have, he could have really beat her ass from the jump. You know what I'm saying? But he thought, like I said, he thought this was a sweet deal. She an old woman. I probably see her struggling to the car, just all type of shit. And he thought he was gonna prey on the weak, which he eventually did. He did prey on the weak, but at a massive cost. And for that he should pay a massive price. And it's just that It's just that simple, man. He definitely should pay a cost, but death penalty for the parents and the children, bro. That's some wild shit. I'm only saying that because I saw it in the chat. Death penalty for the children and the parents.
Put them in the dirt. They said wipe the bloodline out. We don't want
okay. So when Obama dropped them bombs on Afghanistan and it killed them innocent people, his children should die because of that too. Because ultimately we're talking about death. We should put Obama in jail and but I'm saying The people that got killed, they didn't have shit to do with it. Death is death at the end of the day. And when innocent people die,
You might
it
be doing a
is
little
what it
reaching,
is.
my brother, respectfully.
You said what?
I think you might be reaching a little bit.
Nah, how am I read? Death is death. Only thing that signifies the difference in this is that it's a law. But when you're talking about death, death is death, bro. You can't sit here and quantify one death. Well, this is what happens in war. Innocent people die. Okay, nigga, but you ain't responsible for their life. You ain't responsible for their life. They ain't got shit to do with shit. If niggas start bombing over here, niggas ain't gonna feel that same way. Even though we know they're but let somebody bomb over here and they bomb a school. That's war. That's what happens. People die. This is America. Yeah, this situation is fucked up. But guess what? I bet you 5-7 niggas got shot that same night. It's death. And just so happened, we see this, you gotta get punished, bro. You gotta get punished. Even though your intent wasn't to kill this woman. But you got too deep into the act. So now your ass gotta pay. That's freedom, justice, and equality. You gotta pay, bro. Y'all was riding with him. Guess what? Y'all getting 10 to 15 for being in the goddamn car. What y'all doing in the car with him? Once
I told my wife that number. I'm sorry to cut you off. I told my wife that number, bro, and she said that is not enough time. She said 10, 15. She said they're gonna be out of jail at 25, 30 years. That's time for them to go kill somebody else. I said, but it's also enough time for them to change their life, to understand the gravity of their actions. You're gonna hear me say that a lot because I really don't think these kids understood the depth of what was going on.
Man, they 15. Mark, did you really understand the gravity of what the world was at 15? I know I didn't.
Man, I didn't understand the gravity of a lot of things. Shoot, I understand the gravity of being faithful to. I got married, and it ain't no fun sitting in that clinic and trying to wait for the doctor to tell you this a hair bump or not. Like, is this a hair bump, doc? Like, what's going on?
Like,
okay,
you just
it's a joke. It's a joke. These are jokes. I'm like, shit, nigga, like, what's going on with this? It's a hair bump. Woo! Play on.
I'm just saying, period. At 15 years old, we got a grasp, but we don't have an understanding. Hey, at 17, go outside and look at the 17-year-olds. You're gonna shake your head. They ain't gotta be committing crime. You're just gonna look at them and shake your head. Well, they just don't know what life is finna give you. Look at them. They don't, man, they too busy doing the goddamn glide challenge and shit. They being 17. I knew 17-year-olds like this dude right here. I jumped in stolen cars and shit. I jumped in, but I tell you this, when that motherfucker stopped, I got out though. Once I found out it was stolen, hey man, let me get out this mother. You got me fucked up. Oh shit. I look, oh no, let me get out. It's a trip. I ain't gonna even say it, but Brandon know. Brandon know. It's funny.
Shout out to Joey Chaz call in. Joey Chaz said, I'll call, but will they pick up? Of course, Joey. Come on, Joey Chaz. You know you the fam. Even if we disagree, we're going to take your call, and then we're going to hang up in your face, but we're going to answer the phone. I'm joking. We're not going to. No, yeah, definitely call in. Like, I pride myself on having a very diverse show, diverse topics, diverse panels, point of view, men, women, black, white, Asian, Hispanic. Like, yeah, man, because life is not just black. You know what I'm saying? The world isn't just all black people. You got to be able to talk to other people. And I think a lot of times we don't have conflict resolution skills. That's why, and people lack discipline, self-control, and I think that's how things get out of hand. But me too, though. I can lose it sometimes too. So, but damn, hell yeah, Joey, come on, man. We'll take your call, even if we disagree. Like I said, my wife disagreed with me on this topic. I don't think they should be charged as an adult. My wife said, yes, charge them as adults. But I was like, well, if you charge them as adult, they're going to get life. They're going to get life. Do these kids deserve life sentences? My wife said, bye. She said, it's enough people in the world that's going to do the right thing, that's going to contribute to society. I don't want to bump into these kids 15, 20 years from now after they've been in prison. And like I talked to Reggie on his show about, a lot of I don't think somebody said it on the show as well already tonight. the prison system is not designed to rehabilitate you. Man, Reggie showed an episode. These dudes thought they was at Benihana's. They're cooking fried rice, whole buckets of chicken. They did a whole Olympics in the prison. Where are the guards at? These guys are all around the tiers, top and bottom tiers. And they just cheering on, watching a full-on sprint, going back. Niggas doing hurdles, jumping over other inmates and shit. Yeah, man. Passing toilet paper rolls like it's the baton. Like, yeah, they had the whole Olympics going in the prison. These kids come out, they're not rehabilitated. A lot of times now they become hardened criminals in prison. They learn how to make fire and hey, look, I can do this, and now it's hard for them. It's gonna be hard for them to reintegrate into society. So now they're gonna be out here probably doing what? Commit more crimes. But go ahead, I digress. Go ahead, girl behind the mic.
Right. And I get what Megazar is saying, because in one of the episodes a while ago, like I said, I have a big heart for kids, all those that are under 18 that didn't know better. So it's easy to say, let kids be kids, or these are just kids doing kids things. But I've always stood firm in the same vindication. If you take a life, whether it's vernacular manslaughter, you didn't mean to, you just gonna have to do some time. Because here's a difference where I stand with the rehabilitation of children. If we go back and think about the little kid years ago, I think he may have been 13 or 12, but he was really young, who did the WWF, or the wrestling move, and he killed that little girl. And I think he got life. That was unfair, because that was a true accident. Okay, he was doing too much rough playing. Now, if you take the little 14, 15-year-old little kid that coaxed the little cheerleader girl into the forest and sliced and diced her, that's a demon. That deserves life. This crime that I'm seeing take place before me is just brutal. It's too aggressive. That was uncalled for. If they do life, they will have to do life. They will have to sit there and learn. Yes, the prison system is not rehabilitative like they like for to tell us, especially for children. But that is what they're going to have to do. In my thing, I always say there's a very big difference when children are being charged with certain crimes. And I always just go back to the little boy and with a wrestling move. That's unfair. But for these kids, yeah, I've done some silly things when I was 15, probably enough to land me in prison. Heck, I did some stuff when I was 19, 20. I could have been an accomplice. In hindsight, 2020, but listen, these are the cards they dealt with. You're going to have to go do some time. I just don't like how aggressive they were. Like, you can't say that they didn't know that wasn't right. That's all I'm saying. You cannot say, I get it. Let's steal their car. It's idling on its own. There's nobody in the car. Jump in the car, smash out, roll over, or whatever. It's just a car. But the fact that there was a human being in their car and they aggressively attacked, I mean, they pepper sprayed her, then tore out her arm out of her socket, did all of that stuff. At some point in time, they should have panicked and been like, you know what, bump this. Let's just run. Let it be. But they knew what they're doing. And I'm not trying to just, say like, because I wasn't there, but like Megazar said, when he noticed when he found out he was in a hot car, he was like, let me out. But these accomplices were there. There are people getting in the back seat trying to do stuff. Nobody said, oh no, are we really stealing this car? Oh, I'm out of here. They were all participating. They were in this. This was some set it off without the bank heist stuff. So they're going to have to go get some sort of discipline, which you don't really get. I get it. This is the jail system. But listen, I'm just annoyed at what they did. I don't like people that inflict harm on people. And like I said, I get it. Kids do kid stuff, but they all knew what they were doing was wrong. None of these participants at any point in time say, you guys, screw this, let's run. They were all in it. So I don't know how they're going to prosecute this.
Yeah, I was reading that story too. Lionel Tate, he was 12 years old. And I believe the young girl he was a big 12 years old. He's 180 pounds. Damn. The little girl, Caucasian girl, 48 pounds. They said he was imitating moves from The Rock. and they gave him life without parole in Florida. That's a lot, yo, for a 12-year-old kid imitating wrestling moves. Life without the possibility of parole. That's crazy. Yeah, but you're right. But go ahead. I'll pass around. Go ahead.
Hey, wasn't little man? Didn't he have some type of special need? Did he have some type of form of autism or something too?
I'm
I
not sure.
think they diagnosed him with just like ADHD or some shit.
Yeah, but they didn't let they was trying to get the Rock and other people from wrestling to speak on his behalf. That the judge was like, nope, no, we want to limit this only to the testimony can only be to his love of wrestling, and yeah, they gave him life without possibility parole. They charged him with first-degree murder too. I don't think he literally went in there and planned to. Okay, this is not working. Okay, I gotta reset my browser. 214. What's your name? Where you calling from? Hey man, hold on. Let me put the other phone number up because it didn't ring on the show. So you on the phone, but you ain't on the show. All right. I'm gonna put the other phone number up and call that one, okay? All right. Yeah, for some reason it didn't ring on the show. Bear with me. But go ahead. What was y'all saying? While I put this other number up.
Yeah, that's 12 years old, life without parole. 12 years old for doing what we all did at 12.
I ain't kill nobody.
No, I'm saying wrestling moves. Now,
Yeah.
I didn't. One thing I didn't do was wrestle with little girls, though. I used to get my ass tore up for picking on some seems I was picking on somebody that was smaller.
214, you got the flow. What's your name? Where you calling from, neighbor?
All right, what it do? Roby son, man, out here in Dallas. What's good, Mark?
Talk to me, man. How you feel, family?
Hey, bro, I think there's a couple of factors we need to take into consideration with this. I think that'll help us. The fact that the youth are so disconnected to morality within basic society. You got to understand something. With them being saturated as they are with popular media culture and actually being able to partake of interaction with those who are providing that source, like they can actually holler at they stars. You heard? Imagine at team level what that would have done for you, whoever you used to rock as your top five. You have access to them and them actually saying what's up to you through a message at like, you know what I'm saying, 13, 12, 14, whatever. Now let's think about what the current state of youth culture is right now. It's rebellious, but they're rebels without a cause. This is what things like this is from. You know, what they used to call it joyriding back in the day. And I had a cat in the neighborhood who was known for jacking Astro vans. Now, he ain't never hurt nobody, but yeah, he could pop an Astro van real quick. You know, take a trip up to Oklahoma or whatever. But the thing was, this was a youthful thing. You know, idle hands. You know what I'm saying? Anytime the youth get out of pocket like this, this is a societal thing. This isn't just an individual. You know what I'm saying? Those particular youth, and this happens all the time. You see the youth getting out of pocket like this to the point to where it ends up in death. Like they might have a fight, and then next thing you know, they didn't beat one of their classmates to death just by not stopping hitting them. And we've all heard of somebody getting jumped before, right? And as bad as you saw somebody get jumped back in the day, you ain't seen nobody have to run out there and be like, hey, y'all stop it, y'all finna kill them. No, most of the time, once they were done, they were done. That doesn't have this type of perspective to these young ones coming up because they're not attached to any of that foundation. They're just primarily attached to the peer group. So, I mean, they say YOLO. When did YOLO start? This is what you're saying is some extreme YOLOism right here. And they wanted the start of that.
So should it be charged as an adult?
It's not.
You said
not
no.
At all.
Not at all.
Not at all. No.
Should they get time at all?
No, because it's the whole thing, man. When we talk about jail, when we talk about prison, These are general terms. I like to put things in a cultural perspective. All right. I understand, Mark. You said that you want to see things from a multicultural perspective. I get it, but blackness is the epicenter of my reality. Right. That's the lens that I judge, measure, and see everything through. And jail and prison within a black culture perspective is fucking slavery.
You know, Africa does the same shit, right?
Yeah, because people are saying, well, you know what? They'll get justice if they do that. Slavery ain't where the fucking justice is.
Hey, but let me say this to the caller. You know, jail ain't just an American thing. You know, in Africa, they'll probably chop these motherfuckers' hands off, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking black cultural perspective, not black skinned perspective.
You bringing in culture, like y'all keep bringing in this new modified bullshit, which is what I call it. So you mean that these kids, because I just think you're thinking this from the perspective you seeing them kill a white woman. Now, if this had been your mother in the car, grandmother, what would your perspective be? And could you meet in front of these kids without them being punished and say, I understand the reason why you killed grandma?
No, it's not an understanding. It's the fact that you look and see and what the youth are partaking of. They exist within an environment that promotes such values. All right. The thing is, what do we think would be the solution then? Them giving their lives, and then that will solve the situation. Because my thing is, most people are reflexively judging this as if they are some type of, representative of what's considered to be, law and justice within the system, knowing that is culturally biased to begin with. So if we're looking to get them help, them going to prison for 40, 50, 60 years, damn near dying and they're losing their mind, their soul and everything, that is not going to help them. What they should be brought to do is made to understand the gravity of not respecting life. Not through punishment of just staying somewhere for years because they fear that, this is the type of character that they have now. You know what I'm saying? We tend to look at these things and judge them based off just kind of like how people do voting. Every 4 years, people, get up in favor. But once it's done, you don't hear nobody say nothing about politics or the election process at the local level or nothing. So this is the same thing. People are hot under the collar now, and they just want some, whatever they say. Oh, we're gonna get some what justice? Me, I just think it's like a revenge thing when you just send them up to the clean, put them behind the wall, and tell them to survive.
Let me say this. All right, so here you go. You philosophizing on this shit, but saying the community. You know what's the recourse to these actions is for somebody to go out and retaliate, to seek vengeance upon these young kids. These young kids will be dead. So that's the way in which they'll be punished in the streets. So which way works best for them? Do they learn their lesson right away? Or do you let the streets handle it, or whoever's the family to avenge whatever the actions of these kids? Because we talk about shit as if it's we live in some slave type times, regardless of where you go around the world. There's a consequence to actions and shit. And there's a consequence regardless of these kids are old enough to know what the hell they were doing. There's a consequence to it, not to punishing them like they're some black kids and they're being enslaved because they're sitting behind in prison. You do fuck shit. There has to be some circumstance. Your child does something wrong. Do you let it pass if it's that egregious, or do you whoop their ass?
But you definitely want to apply. You want to apply lesson first and foremost. You want to apply understanding first, because that's obviously what they ain't had, right? As far as you talking about street justice or something, well, that's when you understand the act is intentional, right? Now, if we're going to get in, the brass tacks about it, we don't even know if all of them were actually down with it. I heard y'all speaking before saying that at least maybe one or two had voices of opposition against it.
No. Only one person was driving. The man was driving. The man pulled. The video's on the screen. I don't know if y'all can see it. I'll run the video back, but they all in on it. All in on it. Now, granted, the guy, though, is the one who maced the lady and pulling her out, but you're an accessory, homie. You know what it is. And look,
Right,
hold on,
but,
and the
but,
fourth
but,
girl.
hold up, but hold up.
Let me
Let's
finish
think
this.
about that.
Let me finish this.
Think about
No, look,
utilizing that word.
listen, brother.
You
Let me
are
say.
an
Hold on,
accessory.
my brother. The fourth person is at the stop sign keeping lookout. Once they make the move, she runs down. So she's in on it. But go ahead. I just want to say that part.
Okay, so if they pull in a job, nobody's saying they want to pull in a job. We're talking about life for life. Okay, so this is my thing. If they're smart enough to pull a job, they're definitely smart enough to understand. Like if when a life event, I haven't watched the video. I haven't been watching these shit since the Mike Brown thing, so I don't really catch none of these things. You know what I mean? But I'm saying is, one, you want them to develop and understand. If you think that there is some form of recourse that you can place in them, okay. But if you just think they're all just bad or whatever, okay, write them off. I'm not trying to tell nobody not to write nobody off. But what I'm asking is, are y'all writing them off, or are you trying to say that, oh, okay, well, a good 25, 30 years in the clean will clear their mind and possibly make them a better person? You know what I'm talking about? That's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? You can't have your cake and eat it too, you know?
Fair enough. Well, I appreciate you calling in, man. We'll get back to this panel, man. Thanks so much.
Already, bro.
Shout out to you. Good job.
Shout
out to Roger's son. Hey, man, I like Roger's son. I disagree with him, though, wholeheartedly. Because as you can see on this video, even though, and I disagree with Megazar a little bit, too, because look at the shorty right here in the black. Shorty in the black, she own it. She going to, look, he's about to try to do it now. She's going to give him the look like, no, not yet. Somebody coming right here. And he's going to look up and he's going to stop. So he's walking up. You see the girl in the black. He walks towards the car. She's like, no. She said something to him. You saw that? Did y'all see that on the video? She say something to him. No. And then he looks up, sees the car, walks away. And they playing it off. They're looking around. And they're going to come back. And when they come back, look at her. She's going to look at her. She creeping, getting low. She know what time it is. She with it. And I think she grabbing the purse or something like that. And she look at it. She trying to grab the purse or grab something. Or she got something right there in her hand. Oh, yeah, they all in on it, man. And he's stumping the lady or something right there. Man, he's striking her. Look like he's striking the lady. Man, they all in the car. Man, they all in on this. There ain't nobody saying, no, we shouldn't do this. Everybody got in the car. Okay, now shorty getting out the car. Probably because it's a struggle now. They didn't expect no struggle. It's broad daylight. People are looking, watching. People are riding by. She looking, and then she jumps back in the car. But at this point, the lady's being drugged. We can't show that for on YouTube, but the lady's being drugged down the block. Oh yeah, man, they all in on this, man. This is violent, man. This is calculated. This is it's thought out. I ain't saying it's well thought out, but it's thought out. Now my boy said a lot of stuff on. He was like, no jail time. Nah, homie, and talk about the system ain't fair. This the system we in, though. This the system we in. You can't go up to people, take their car, and nothing ain't gonna happen to you. So I gotta disagree with him. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with these kids being black kids and the system not being fair. I'm sorry, bro. I just gotta disagree with Roger's son on that. This is senseless acts of violence. And we talk about this on the show all the time. But go ahead, Megazord.
No, I when it comes to the aspect of the robbery, oh no, they all responsible. I'm just saying the actual assault part. I didn't see any one of them do anything to her. But for them even getting in the ride, you get 10 to 12 automatic. 10 to 15 for me automatic. Now I'm not sitting here saying, look, at jail don't rehabilitate shit. So I'm not sitting there saying send them so they can be better. Nah. That's punishment for engaging in this act. You know what I'm saying? That's the punishment you get for engaging in such a brutal and futile act as this. So I'm definitely not whether, you know what I'm saying, I'm definitely not against them all going to jail. But regardless, if I didn't put my hands on her, I just got in the whip. I didn't put my hands on that lady. So if I didn't put my hands on her, I should get charged and I didn't put my hands on. I was in the back passenger seat.
Hell yeah. Hey, look, you ever heard of felony murder? Like in Georgia, we got felony murder. We don't have first and second degree, right? We do felony murder. Do you know what that is, Megazar?
Yeah, I heard of it for sure.
Let me break it down for the audience who don't know. Felony murder is this. If you are a party to this crime in any way and somebody dies, you're going to jail for felony murder. Example, you and I go rob a bank. On the way out the bank, police shoot you. Bang, bang. You are shot. You are dead. You are a bank robber. I get charged with felony murder because you robbed the bank with me and the police had to shoot you and kill you. I'm going to jail for felony murder, bro. Even though the police shot you. The police shot you. I'm going to jail for felony murder. You and I could have been on the phone with y'all and we was planning the robbery. That person going to jail for felony murder too because somebody died. I didn't even go to the bank with y'all that day. But you know what? I'm a party of that crime. I mean, it sounds crazy, but that's how felony murder works.
Yeah, I know how it works, but we also talking about a 17-year-old boy and two 15-year-old girls.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying, like, there's you can't make me believe that there was no coercion on his part for them to be involved.
Really? Like, you don't think they coerced him? The girls coerced him?
Man, no.
Or hyped him up to go steal the car?
No, you know what? No, you know the only reason that they hyped him up? Well, all three gonna let you smash at the like. They about to be some wild shit like that, and I'm pretty sure he coerced them to. Now, when I get in, we gonna get the ride. We gonna go. I'm pretty sure he was the head of that.
All right, let me get this one. 404, you got the flow. What's your name? Where you calling from, neighbor?
What's going on, Mark? It's She. We here, bro.
Hey, what's up, She? Talk to me.
Hey, man, this case kind of crazy. I mean, for one, the kids should do some time because, you know, by looking at the video, I just got a little more information. They know the extent of the crime. They knew they was carjacking. They was all in on it. Now, to the extent of the lady dying, that's something different. But everybody was on, like you said, it was just going to be an easy carjack. Going to take the lady car, we're going to ride out. She fought back, and the boy got a little aggressive with her. Now, that's separate. Now, if all the kids was in on the whole thing with holding her or punching on her or whatever, then the punishment should be spread evenly. But, you know, to the extent the boy, he was more aggressive, pepper sprayed her, trying to yank out the car. I mean, I'm not trying to throw the dude up under the bus, but he was more the aggressor in the whole situation with the lady. So, to the extent, if they charge, they're going to charge him a little more, you know, versus charging the girls, but all of them should do time. In my opinion, every one of them should do time. Equally, it depends on, you know, the verdict of the people. But looking at this right here, man, all of them should be charged. I mean, at minimum 5 years. I would say 3 to 5. I mean, because honestly, 2 to 3 years is good enough time, you know, just to actually feel the, you know, the situation of the action. You know, in my opinion, 2 to 3 years, because this is a stupid mistake. You know, it's not like they was planning on killing the lady. It's one thing, like you were saying, you plan on going to rob the bank, so you know there's going to be situations that might happen during that outcome. When you go carjack somebody, yes, there's a potential that that person could die, but the point of it is, you're not thinking somebody's going to die during a carjacking. You know, you're just like, hey, man, give it up. All right, cool, you got it.
Yeah, but once you dragging that person, once a person is attached to the vehicle and you driving off, you know they can die, bro. It's an old lady. You know it's an old lady because you targeted an old lady. You preying on the weak, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's when it's escalated. That's when you stop the car, put it in park, and take off running. You don't keep driving until her body part, her arm is ripped from her body.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
That's the weird part. So I'm not understanding how her arm got ripped. So
it was she was hooked in the seatbelt. Yeah, she was hooked. She wasn't out of the seatbelt all the way. She was still tangled up in the seatbelt.
She old and frail.
and she got maced. So he pulled up, opened up the car, and maced her immediately. Somebody maced you. What's the first thing you do? You reach
Oh,
up,
they was plotting this shit.
you reach up, you cover her eyes. What you say, Reggie? Damn, what's going on, Reg?
I was saying they was plotting this shit. If they got pepper spray, I ain't know all that shit.
Yeah, he maced the lady.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
so when
see
you
the
get your
plot
eyes
in it.
pepper sprayed, those sheet, first thing you do is you rub your eyes. You rub your eyes. And he
Mhm.
probably tell her to get out the car, but she got her seatbelt on. So she's yanking and getting pulled out, but the other girl is over there trying to get her purse. She don't know what's going on. She's 73. She just knows somebody's trying to take something from her. She's trying to get out the car, or he's yanking her out the car. Then he starts, you can see him striking the lady while she's down. Looks like he kicks her and everything, gets in the car, and he taking off because people are actually looking now. And other people, I think it's this white truck is going to get involved. Because look, so here we go. So he's walking away. Miss Frickey's going to walk back. All right, let's fast forward. Boom, boom, boom. So he walked back up. Boom. He yanks the car door open, spraying in the car. He's spraying mace in the car. Somebody calling in, but I'm on the phone with she. Y'all you're gonna have to call back. That's Sheldon Moore. Call back, Sheldon. But you see what I'm saying? She don't know if you can see the screen, but yeah, man, this is cut and dry for me. Like these kids are out of control, man.
And this is going to be one of the cases where they make an example out of it. Honestly, in my opinion, because from the shootings down there in New Orleans to this now, carjacking. I mean, because honestly, just like what girl behind the mic explained about the young boy that did the wrestling move and killed there was a conflict right there with the girl being, I'm just gonna use race in that matter. That honestly, 12 like life for doing that at a 12-year-old playing. This was a situation where the guy was playing, and he did have some, some they call ADHD, but it was some mental play involved in that. And it was just playing. It wasn't like the boy.
But it wasn't just. But do you hold on, slow down though. Let's keep. If we're gonna tell it all. The girl didn't just have. He didn't just do one move, and he broke the girl's neck. The girl had a lot of injuries on her. Let me read this part right here. The girl had 30. Hold on, he was, first of all, he's 180 pounds. She's 48 pounds. He left 35 wounds on her. A fractured skull, a lacerated liver, a broken rib, internal hemorrhaging, and several cuts and bruises. Now, I ain't saying he should get life without the possibility of parole, but that girl said ouch and was crying and said sorry, stop a long time ago before she died.
Yeah.
Where the adult said why he beat the shit out this kid too.
That's the factor right there.
But the point is still was, like, when you playing with somebody and somebody say stop, as a kid, do you stop? I mean, especially if you're the bigger kid, you got the upper hand, you're gonna keep playing.
No, I've been a big kid. I was a kid too, and I know what it's like to tell people to stop and they didn't stop, and I know what it feel like to stop when somebody told me to stop. Like, but this is a girl too. Keep in mind, this ain't him roughhousing with another 12-year-old boy. He roughhousing with a 6-year-old little girl, and he throwing her ass around the room like a rag doll. But where are the adults at?
Yeah, I mean, like I get all that, but my thing is this: life. I didn't get life. I mean, to the point that dude was 12, serving his time out till he turned 18. If you want to go that much of a harsh punishment, but at 12 years old, doing a wrestling move, it wasn't like he was, stabbing her or anything. The dude was just, and you could tell the mental state of mind of the boy with a 12-year-old doing all this and not noticing all these injuries occurring. Swelling, cuts. I mean, honestly, the girl was white. You could see on her skin
35 wounds on a 6-year-old girl.
But once again, the girl was white. You can literally see this stuff going on with a white girl with skin. You could see the lacerations, all that. So why didn't he stop? It got to be some type of mental, issue with that. Come on now. Honest, that's like me cutting you, and I'm seeing you bleeding, but I'm steady cutting. Why would I keep cutting knowing that you're bleeding and I'm steady cutting you with a knife? There's got to be something mental with that. It ain't like this.
No, it
12-year-old
ain't
boy
always
just said,
mental.
"Well, I'ma kill
Some
this
people are
girl."
just bullies. Some people are rude. Some people are assholes. Some people want to do damage. But I'm not saying that's in this case. But I feel where you're coming from though. But I got to take this next call though.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. You're more than welcome to join the panel. Pull back up. Shout out to my guy She. Go ahead, Shelton Moore. I think we got Shelton Moore trying to beam in right now too. Go ahead, Shelton Moore. Go ahead. Anybody want to react to what she said, the caller?
Yeah,
I like that. But I ain't making no excuses. I don't think the kid should have got life without possibility of parole. But this not like he just did one move and he snapped the girl's neck. You know, the fractured skull, lacerated liver, 35 wounds. Wounds, not bruises. They said wounds, so these are cuts, right? Hemorrhaging, broken ribs, hemorrhage. Bro, he literally beat this kid to death. The kid died in extreme pain. Where are the parents at? Matter of fact, more importantly, if you like wrestling, nigga, when did you go? Why you ain't go for the pin? You could have went for the pin a long time ago. You would have won the match. Respectfully, bad joke. I'm sorry. Sheldon Moore, what's good, my G? What's good?
What's up, bro? See, that right there is one of the biggest problems we have in our community. People making excuses for bad behavior. In this situation with this carjacking, there ain't no excuse for it. There's nothing you can say. There's no excuse for that. I mean, come on, man. What you supposed to do? Give them a pass? They was kids, they made a mistake. You put, man, whatever they get, that's what they got coming, man. Because that old lady ain't got nothing coming. They didn't think about her. She didn't do nothing to deserve that. It's just a sad thing, man. It's sad. And I know for the parents, no matter how screwed up and fucked up they were, that's a hell of a decision to have to turn your own child in. But shit, what else could they do?
Would you turn your child?
What else can you do?
Would you turn your child? Would you turn your child? For
Something
murder.
like this,
For murder.
man, shit, I can't help you, man. I can't help you. Something like this, I can't help you. Now you talk about a robbery or some other shit, I might hide you, send you down Georgia way or Texas way or do whatever. But something like that, nah, I can't hide you, man. You gotta stand up and face that, partner. You gotta face that. You was wrong for that. You was out of pocket. There's no way, no how you should do. What the fuck made you think that was a good idea?
Indeed. Go ahead, Electro Jed. Electro Jed, would you turn your child in for murder?
I think my child would have to worry more about what I'm going to do to him than what the police are going to do to him. I was very, very strict. I had rules in the house, and my child had good parents. You know, mother and father there. There was no excuse for that type of behavior. I would turn in what was left of my child. I'll put it that way.
So he gonna get an ass whipping before he go to jail.
He's gonna catch a bad one before he go to jail.
Okay.
Hey, Mark, you remember them old people used to tell you back in the day?
Boy, you talk too much. They told me I talk too much, and then look at me. I'm on YouTube talking every night.
Tell you, I'd rather kill you than let them white folks kill you.
Exactly.
So I'll kill you first.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's real talk, because a lot of the shit I didn't do was because I wasn't scared of no fucking police. I was scared of what my dad was gonna do to me, because I couldn't get outside of his reach. I wasn't scared of the fucking police. We throw water bottles and we throw all type of shit at them, but my daddy, different story. And like I said, this is completely unfortunate, and I wholeheartedly believe that 25 to 30 years, like automatically for old boy, for the dude, 17 or not. You know what I'm saying? 17, he get that off rip. That lady died, man. At some point, you knew the shit had went past where he imaginated this shit in his mind. When he was corroborating this shit in his little ignorant ass mind, he didn't see that part. Once it gets to that part, it's time to stop. You cut your losses. You cut your losses.
Hey, Mark, I got a question for you. Mark, you finna have a baby, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Would you turn your baby in if she did something like that?
Yeah, murder. I can't hide you out forever right now. Like, I'm sorry. I just like look, like if it's something with a statute of limitations, some drug charge, robbery, some hit and run shit, some shit that can go away 5 or 10 years. Yeah, I'll hide you out. I'll hide you out. Yeah, I'll hide you out.
See, my kid would have been catching this type of ass whooping. Do you know how much harder you just made it for everybody that looks like you and looks like us? Do you know how much harder you just made it? And that's going to be on each syllable, he catching one. Each syllable. Not each word, each syllable.
But see, you got to remember something too, Jed. Our kids wouldn't do nothing like that because they know better. Like my man said, they ain't worried about the police. They're not worried about this.
Let me let Deuce. I got Deuce right side in here and Roger's son as well. I ain't heard from right side.
Let him go ahead and cook.
Yeah, go ahead, Deuce. What you got on this topic, bro?
Man, I don't want to talk about this bullshit. Y'all niggas sitting here justifying and babysitting these motherfucking demons. Man, this is a bunch of bullshit, homie. Fry them niggas, give them the chair, get these motherfuckers the electric, whatever the fuck that shit is, the lethal injection. Don't give a fuck about that shit. These niggas is demons, homie. We don't need that shit nowhere around us. All these niggas justifying, all of them. All of them. All these motherfuckers justifying and babysitting and pacifying these motherfucking demons. That's what the problem is right now. Fuck that shit. I'm ready to talk about this rap shit, man. Fuck that.
So is the system supposed to turn them out better then? What do you? So at 14, 15, what age do you think they went wrong?
This ain't 1902. This is 2022.
Nobody said it's 1902. What I'm asking
and the fucking
is
system
for
is,
somebody
man.
to pull off a gig like that, try to pull off a job like that at around 16, 17. That ain't something that you just decide to do in a day.
They literally no. Hold up. They had two or more. They said some of these participants have criminal records. So they already out there doing dumb shit. They already ain't listening to their mom or dad. Why they ain't in school at 1:30 in the afternoon? So shorty walking around here with two of these shorties walking around here with their bonnets on and flip-flops. Like they just skipped school today. Look at them. Look at the screen, y'all.
No, they actually wear that in the school.
Bro.
That's a uniform. See, but that's the thing. Y'all not understanding the youth. That's a uniform for these new youth.
Show more. Hold up, Shaun. I'm gonna let you talk, but let Deuce finish what he had to say because I think Roger's son cut him off first, and then you cut Roger's off. I'm sorry. Let me try to get.
That's some motherfucking GTA mission. Them niggas play art every day, try to live out in real life. Ain't no cheat code for that shit. They know right from wrong, homie. It's over with, bro. Wash it away. That's my final thoughts on it. I'm here for the hip hop.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to get into that, man. I already got it set up, title, thumbnail, and all of that. Top 20 producers. Dude said, "Fuck all of this." I want to get into that, but I think these conversations need to be had as well. These are good topics that we need to have a neighborhood discussion about. We don't always have to agree, but we should be fair and hear everybody out. Let me hear right side out, and then we'll go back to Roger's son and Shelton's more. I know they got some smoke. Go ahead, right side. What you got, man? What's your take on this topic? Should these kids be charged as an adults? And if these were your children, would you turn them in? Because all the parents turned them in.
Man, first things first, man. Salute to everybody on the panel, man. In this situation, bro. Yeah, you got to turn. I don't see any other way. You know what I'm saying? Because clearly, what these parents have been doing, and I blame the parents. These are kids. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, if you're 17, you still a kid at 17. You know what I mean? And the reason you acting the way you acting is because you ran into the correct discipline that parents are supposed to raise their kids with. One thing I know for a fact is I grew up with my great grandmother, my grandmother, and my mother. And Big Mom, she always told me, "Hey, the police can't do nothing to you compared to what I can do to you." One thing my mama would always tell me is, "I'll break your neck before anybody else get to you."
Please, can I interject real quick? Can I interject? I have to. Do you got kids, bro?
I do.
For real?
Yeah,
and
I got a son.
You think you can whoop and beat on your kids how we used to get whooped on?
But there's a this is the thing. There are different ways to be disciplined. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I whooping my son right now is 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, getting a whooping, that's all good and well, whatever. He don't want that. You know, but when I actually put discipline on him, when I have him, and one thing we do, when you come home and you done been acting up in school, you know what? First thing you gonna do, you going to sit on the wall, bro. We're gonna start with sitting on the wall. We're gonna get the push-ups in. We're gonna start to figure out ways to discourage your actions at school. And it may be something simple as talking in class. You ain't got no business disturbing the class, bro. You have no business doing that. And so what I'm saying is for these kids to be acting that way at this age, that means there was a lack of discipline from the beginning in their childhood. And so it goes back to the parents. At the end of the day, although these kids, they need to be held accountable. Do I want to see them charged as adults? Oh, that's a tough question. That's a real tough question because I don't want to see any young lives thrown away. You know what I'm saying? But this was premeditated. They knew this. It ain't like they just kind of woke up and said, "We're gonna do this." No, they had this shit set up. Like Marq said, you seen the girl walk by and be like, "Ho, chill for a second." You know what I'm saying? So all this was already set up in their mind, and because the parents never applied the discipline that they needed, and so at the end of the day, my whole talking point on this situation is as parents, we got to make sure that we're doing right by our kids and we're being tough on them and holding them accountable. Go ahead.
Shaun Moore, you got some stuff going on in the background. Mute your phone for me, man. We can hear all of that on the show. Go ahead, Roger's son. Get your bars off, man. What you had to say? I know you disagree with some of it.
Actually, I'm pattering behind what the last homie just said. You know what I'm saying? If you look at it from a community type of perspective, one, you're not just looking at these four youth, you're looking at youth period. The fact that most of the things that they partake of, which is their chief main influence, actually contain shit like this. You know what I'm talking about? Be it, you know what I'm saying, video games or whatever media. And people can say back in the day, well, you know what I'm saying, that was a cliche thing to actually state about the youth. But it's like, wait a minute. We weren't back in the day, we weren't partaking of in lifelike simulations 24/7. When we played video games, the shit looked blocky. You know what I'm saying? You had sprites and 8-bit, 16-bit. It did not look like a real life person. And it wasn't a connectivity to primarily a youth type of perspective. A lot of times we stayed to ourselves with these things. We were still amongst our family with these things. Now these youth can be unplugged 24/7. It's like, what do you think is going to be their perspective in connection to morality, community, or the like? You know what I'm saying? It's and y'all talking about, hey, throw the book at them, put them under the jail and shit. It's like, wait a minute, you know, that's just like some cat who went to prison here. Just because you went to prison here, let's say you did wrong, that don't make the motherfucking justice system right. The way that they will railroad these cats and continue to utilize them as an example. You know what I'm saying? This falls right in line with that old what's that shit? Predator shit that old girl was talking about. They can bring that shit back up or whatever. The thing is, we need to understand things from a community perspective. And if we keep an individual, it's always going to be well, let's let them take care of our trash, as opposed to, well, let's understand why we have this disbalance with our youth and our future.
Let me
Can I jump in?
Real quick. Let me do this super chat. Epoxy Magic said, this is an old recycle issue in the States. In North Carolina, I hear it's just the good old boys having fun. That's all. Is what I'm hearing now. What you mean like they're just kids being kids? Is that what you mean? Let me give them the $20 drop though. Thank you again for the support.
We call this here a little twin. Wow. Nigga.
Salute. Appreciate you, man. What do you mean exactly? Like, you think you say it's Epoxy Magic? Do you feel like members on the panel are like making excuses for the children, or were the young adults, the juveniles? I don't want to call them children. These are offenders, the defendants now, right? They're called defendants now. So you think some people on the panel making excuses for them? Is that what you're saying? Go ahead. Who's trying to get in? Go ahead.
That was me, she.
Go ahead, she and Jed. Go ahead.
All right, well, I'm gonna say it like this. When it come down to it, yeah, I turn my kid in. If you do something stupid as this, yeah, you going to jail. You know, I ain't hiding that. But the point of it is, like I said, Damn, I just lost my train of thought when it came back to y'all were just saying something about the kids. Like far as the life,
Do say
the
electric
sentencing.
do say give him death row, nigga.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Death row for doing something like there was no intent to kill the lady. So you should give somebody death row
Well, they
with
ain't
the
getting charged with first degree though, they getting charged with second degree murder.
Yeah, but like I said, it wasn't the intent on trying to kill her, doing the proceeding of the carjacking. Yeah, the kids do stupid stuff. I mean, and the whole thing of it is when it comes down to a lot of these kids, you can. Oh yeah, back to the parenting thing. You can have the best parent in the world, like the Menendez brothers. They had an easygoing life with their family, and people don't know about the Menendez brother. There were two twins that actually killed
They
their
weren't
parents.
twins.
That was a
Well,
bad.
yes.
That's a bad fucking example because they sitting the rest of their
Yeah,
life.
because actually they said their
All
daddy
right,
was
damn.
running up in them, so it was all kind of shit going
This
on.
nigga's crazy, bro. This nigga's
All right,
crazy.
can I
Ask this nigga,
finish?
homie.
Can I
Let him
finish?
finish.
Can I
Let him
finish?
finish. Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish, but keep in mind we got 10 people here, so
All right,
try to
yeah,
keep
so
it.
yeah.
Try to do them a little quicker. Keep in mind you
All
lost
right.
your point at one of your spots, so that
Yeah,
won't their
so
fault.
I mean, the biggest thing of it was these dudes killed their parents intentionally. Yes, they should go to jail for this, but the point of reference is they had great parents. So if their parents didn't die and they did it to somebody else, are we gonna blame their parents for them being stupid like that? Every kid, when I went out the house, I had great parents. I was raised by my grandparents. When I went outside and did something stupid, it wasn't because my grandparents raised me like this. It's because the kids around me and my environment, I wanted to do something stupid. But go ahead.
My
Man,
biggest
who next? Go ahead.
yeah, my biggest thing here is look, first of all, depending on where you were brought up and depending on if you're black, brown, fucking Asian, you know, we have our hands tied behind our backs because now we're not even allowed to be parents like back in the old days. You can't, God forbid you hit your child now, you go to jail for chastising and spanking your kid. It's really tough right now to be a fucking parent. So that, with me, I gave two fucks what anyone says. With my kids, I raised them my way, which is they might have thought it was a bit hard, but my kids are good kids right now. None of them have been in jail. None of them have done anything this stupid. My problem with this is I'd rather them suffer at my hands than at the hands of the judicial system, especially when you get no rehabilitation in jail or in prison. You're supposed to get rehabilitation, but that's not what happens. All you get is turned into a harder criminal. Do you want that for the? No, I don't want that for my kid, but turned in they get. Turned in with the worst ass whipping of their life before they go to jail is what they get. I'm sorry, man. It's just the way it needs to be.
But it's too late now. It's out your hands, though, homie. Once they don't kill this 7-3-year-old lady,
Yeah,
it's out your hands.
you can't excuse that. There is, and I'm sorry, but I personally think the book needs to be thrown at them. But in that same token, though, this needs to be a learning experience. This needs to be a learning experience for other parents on what not to do and what to do. You got to put your foot down. You got to draw the line, and that is where I think it's harder for us guys. You know this, right? It's harder for us as POCs in general. It's harder for us because the book gets thrown at us for any fucking reason, and that's just the truth.
Go ahead. Anybody got anything
So
else?
what is
I can't.
so wait,
Go ahead,
sir,
go
what
ahead.
are you
Just say
saying?
one thing, man.
What are you
So,
saying?
No, let it go. Let it go.
What are
Let
you
it go.
saying?
People just make excuses for these kids, man. What should the punishment be?
Go
If
ahead,
you wanna
go
make excuses for this behavior.
Well,
Go ahead, go
What should the punishment be?
The
That's what I'm saying.
punishment should be them
Hold on,
serving,
everybody.
being
Look,
forced,
everybody moving off the lady. Hold
being
on,
forced to
y'all ain't
serve
gonna
in
just
the
cut the lady
capacity.
off, are you? Let me mute the mic stand. Let me take a little control. Sorry about that. Go ahead, girl behind the mic. We only got one lady up here. Let's hear this lady out. She's been quiet for a long time. Go ahead.
Okay, so I just wanted to ask sir that said that it's hard for us POC, for those that don't know, it's people of color. Wait. It's hard for us people of color. What does that mean? I mean, are you saying they should just walk scot-free? Sentence at your house? I mean, what are you saying?
No, not at all. No, that's not what I meant at all. But I think what I think is that we as people of color, we have to have more knowledge. We have to do it that much better than the next person. It's unfortunate, but it is. That's the only position we're in. We have to do that much more better. And unfortunately, that's how history has put it upon us. But
Facts.
better we do, and that's it. We have to do it.
Right.
So these things, we have to be harder on our kids. I don't want to be harder on the kids. My kids are grown. All right, I'm a granddad now, but I'm glad I was the way I am, or the way I was. And it is what you gotta be hard on these kids for them to fucking know there's things you can do and things you gotta work harder. You teach them how to work harder, not how to get by, not how to do this shit kind of shit. I'm sorry, I can't find all the words. I'm fucking
You good. I just want to make sure we pass it around.
So you don't think these kids, number one, knew that they're black, and number two, what if their parents? And I know early on I talked about parents, and like I had said already, I don't know their dynamics. I just put some what ifs out there. But now here's another hypothetical. Number one, do you not think these kids know that they're black? Number two, do you not think that whoever their parents are have done what they can do, given the resources that they have?
I don't know those particulars. I am just going under assumptions. I shouldn't, but I'm just going. They obviously know they're black, but are
Y'all
you
know that element of black doesn't resonate with the youth, though. They're not
Man,
connected to
stop
culture.
that.
That's why they'll go to
They're
prison. They'll go
not.
to prison and learn. That's why they'll go to
They're
prison
on
and
some
learn.
everybody shit. They are the most
Reggie, you got
highest
next.
resident
Reggie, you got
of
next. Look at your
multicultural black people that there are. These current youth, they ain't got no connection to no blackness. Which to them, it's just a skin color. It's
Yeah,
not
they
a
think they
culture that
people.
they got to look out for within this system.
Let me let my boy Reggie get his bars off before he blows
Man,
top. Reggie can't stay. Reggie's like, man, are you kidding? What the pussy shit, nigga? He can't stand it.
They
Let's
think
go.
white folks is fucking gods, man. Y'all, they think white folks is gods, dude. Y'all caught up in these dudes, man, and talking about this blackness, and these kids ain't attached with their blackness. These kids know exactly what they fuck they are. But these kids are fucking a mirror image of everything they seen that was taught to them. This has to go back. If you want to point to what they're not black about, then you obviously want to say that to the generation that comes before them, and that's the ones who gave birth to them, for not teaching them that. And then people always want to run into what the system is. If they understand that the system is against them and all this other shit, and how it comes after a black one, then they wouldn't be foolish enough to fuck around and do shit that will put them into the system. So obviously there's failures all around these kids, and there's lessons not taught to these goddamn kids. There ain't no goddamn excuses, and ain't no pointing at the damn system. These are kids who come from nothing, who aren't being taught a goddamn thing. This is a common thing. We act like this some shit got to come from philosophical book. We all, well, I ain't gonna say all of us grew up around it, but we grow up around it, and we seen people who have fallen right into the clutches of a goddamn system that everybody cries about, that so-called oppresses the black man and all this other shit. We see this shit all around us. These dudes went out there doing some criminal shit, knowing damn well where it would have led them. And they could have easily got the hell up out of that car when they seen the woman put up a fight. But no, something else drove them to go about committing this act and to go on through with it and killing this lady. There's punishment that goes beyond that. I don't know what blackness stuff you bringing up. It sounds like some stuff you read out of a book and misinterpreting, but there's punishment to acts, regardless of what you do. Either the American system can do it, but the streets will do worse than what you talk about the American system does. Other countries will do worse than what the American system does to people who pull off, theft type shit like this. You probably end up getting your head hacked off. But that's my thoughts on it. Like, we make too many excuses for our youth.
And I agree with Reggie. The thing is that I was gonna say that
when they get to the penitentiary, it's gonna be ugly for their ass.
Go ahead, Megazord and right side, and then Jules.
Well, I'll just say I understand what Reggie and the brother is saying. Clearly there's a lack what being black means being explained to these youngsters. Like I said, there's no excuse for their actions. I'm just trying to come from a standpoint of trying to find some understanding. Because if we keeping it a buck, if we just keeping it a buck, man, whatever's gonna happen to them is gonna happen to them. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, but shit like that happens in this country often. Now let's get to the bigger picture. Why is it that we live in a country that's been purveying activities like this for fucking centuries? Let's get to the real problem. That's this what we dealing with. That's micro. That's micro. But let's get to the big problem of why America, this country, the so-called freest, but you got the most niggas in jail in this country than anywhere else. The most drug consumption and bought in this country. Man, what do you expect from a populace like this? If we go look from where these people come from, this activity is rampant where they live. We just got through talking about this shit some weeks ago. Ain't nobody finna sacrifice to go help these children. Now niggas is finna go to work tomorrow. Niggas is finna handle their business. And guess what? This shit gonna keep on happening. Yeah, it's sad. Till the bills gotta get paid because, you know, we can't really focus on this for too long because our life gotta keep going.
Facts.
So let's just keep it a fucking buck. This is America. Welcome. When the police shoot a nigga in the next coming, we don't need to be shocked. This is what happens here. When niggas kill each other over shoes, that's what happens here.
Do you expect
so we don't need to be shocked? You know,
I got somebody else trying to get some.
So you know.
Let me let this brother speak. Go ahead, Jules. Jules just got here. He ain't said nothing.
No, go ahead. Salute. I'm trying to grasp the entire
I'll
debate
tell you right
now.
What's going on is we got 3 youths right here: 17-year-old male, 3 young ladies. Ages of the ladies are 16 and 2 15-year-old girls. They carjacked a 73-year-old Caucasian lady, Miss Linda Frickey, 73-year-old lady. She was outside of her job, putting some things in her vehicle. They walk up. The young man maces the lady, yanks out the car, proceeds to assault her. The girls jump in the car. Miss Frickey's arm is tangled in the seatbelt. And the guy drives off with Miss Frickey still dangling from the car. Her arm was severed from her body. She died on the scene. The parents turned the kids in. So I'm asking you, would you turn your kids into the police? And also, what should be the crime for these juveniles? Should they get life? Or should they be charged charged as adults? Things of that nature. And should the parents be responsible in any kind of way? So that's where we're at, Jules.
That's kind of a hard situation. I mean, would I turn my kids into the system? Probably not. Knowing with there is no pretty much second chances for stuff like this, and it depends on which one of my children were these. Like I'm saying, if it was the young man, then yes, I would have to turn him in. But if it's the young ladies, then no, I'm not necessarily sure that I would turn them in.
For murder.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. So for murder, you're gonna try to hide them out for the rest of their
No,
life.
because I can't say they committed the murder. They jumped in the car.
Yeah. They're part of the crime, but they are being altered and charged for murder. So you're not gonna turn your kid in. Your kid comes on, tell you blah blah blah. The police come to you saying, "Hey, we picked up Brittany. She said your son or your daughter was involved." You're just gonna say he or she's not here, and you're gonna try to hide them out for the rest of your life.
Oh no, we ain't gonna try to hide them. You said turn them in. I mean,
you gotta turn them in to the police to get the thing going, right?
No. Not if they come pick them up. There's a difference between coming to pick your teen up and turning your teen in.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I was saying I'm going with that.
When you see your kid on the news, you don't tell the police this your child. You just like they come get you, come got you.
Right.
Okay.
You better get it how you learn.
But Mark, I just gotta ask one question. Why the difference between your son and your daughter?
Because, like I said, the young man is the one who actually physically committed the murder. You said he maced the woman, and he was the one who snatched her out the car pretty much and drove off. Got in the car and drove. You know what I'm saying? They were just pretty much like basically joyriders. You know what I'm saying?
No, they're accomplices, bro. I mean, the steering wheel of the car only got one steering wheel.
That's what I'm saying. Four of them can't drive.
of them can plot
But
though.
they all accomplices to the murder, regardless. They all accomplices because they were all a part of the robbery or the carjacking. They were all a part of it. And if that's the logic we're gonna go by, then we're gonna say that the dude Roddy who was driving the truck when Ahmaud Arbery was killed, he shouldn't have got nothing. That's what we saying. If that's the logic we're gonna go by. And at the end of the day, it's about accountability.
No. Okay, that goes with intent. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's your intention? I mean, that's why it goes to, I mean, say what your intention was when you did it.
And that man mind, his intention was to stop somebody, and the man he trying to stop got killed. In this situation, the intention was to take the car, and the person who owned the car got killed. So it's the same situation. Even though they didn't directly commit the murder, they're just as accountable as the individual who maced her and snatched her out the car. At the end of the day, we need to be making sure that we're taking accountability, bro. It's about accountability. At the end, there's no way we should be able to say that there's a difference when they were all involved in this crime. They were all involved, so they're all equally responsible. And so what I'm saying is that we need to make sure. And the biggest problem is the lack of the community raising kids these days. Yeah, I don't know their parents' backstories, but I will say that I know where I grew up at. Damn it, if I went down the street and I stole something from the candy lady, then the candy lady, if she caught me, she was gonna beat my ass, and then she was gonna tell my great grandma and my grandma about it, and they was gonna whoop my ass about it too. You know what I'm saying?
That community is not alive anymore.
Can I respond to that?
That's fact. You can't use the past with the prison now. Come on.
That community is not alive anymore.
Then why aren't we as black men on this panel? Why aren't we creating that community for our kids? Why aren't we doing that?
Wait a minute. Now you're getting into nation building. You don't want to do that because black people don't want to do that. Black people got a chronic acceptance thing with these pilgrims. Black people want to be Americans, not black, and they want to be the type of American that the U.S. try to sell the whole fucking world in that dream. And they ain't gave nigga that shit yet. Niggas still ain't woke the fuck up. So niggas ain't trying to build with each other like that.
That's fair.
I just wanted to respond to him. It's like, okay, I understand that they all had a part in the crime and they all went and did it, and the intention was to carjack somebody. But if you go if me and you go to rob somebody and I end up killing that person, that don't necessarily mean you had the intention of killing him. You just had an intention to rob him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yes, you were there and you were accomplice to the crime, but that don't mean you should necessarily get charged with murder. You know what I'm saying?
Epoxy Magic said, shout out to the $5 super chat. Let me give him the drop. Said, I got 5 on it. So what if the old lady would have shot them kids dead?
I don't think she would have shot all 4 of them dead, but the young boy who was actually attacking her, yes, the other 3 would have probably, scattered once the first shot got fired. But okay, I hear your logic.
Okay, so let's get into real what if. Okay, so let's say that they're not tried as adults.
You didn't even answer it. You just go to, well, she would have shot one. So what if she shot that kid?
Should have been in the right.
What you mean? That's what is that not within her rights? Is that not within her rights?
Everybody's talking at the same time. Say that again, Juice.
Is that not within her rights?
Oh, I agree 1,000,000%. Go ahead, Roger, son.
So I want to know, so let's say we don't try them as adults, right? Because they don't try their children. When I say they, everybody know who the hell I mean when I say they don't try their adults as children in such regard. So let's charge them as children. What would you give them? As opposed to just, subjugating them to this unfair shit that we know is already here. Let's make it a perfect world. What would you give them?
Juvenile life.
Juvenile for life?
Juvenile life. Yes,
juvenile life.
Juvenile life. That means you come home at 21 years old. You get out of when you're 21 years old.
Okay.
That goes for the young women. For as far as the young man who actually maced the woman and assaulted her, he gotta take his on it. Because they don't necessarily charge 17-year-olds as an adult, and when it's on the other side. So I can't say you can charge him as an adult, but had he be another color, he might not be getting the charges as an adult. He might be walking, getting a mental health evaluation.
Fucking facts.
Okay,
I would say.
So what if? And I don't want to be disrespectful, but I guess what I want to say is, if you put yourself in the shoes, what if that was a grandmother of yours and you were going to the prosecutor's office? You would ask the prosecutor to do that?
Yes, I would, because
Mm.
I've the thing
Uh,
the thing is I you now anybody reflexively you're going to want vengeance, right? You're going to want life for life, and it's easy for us to always want life for life in a black situation. I've been seeing niggas do that shit since I was in second grade. So no, I've risen out of that. I pay attention to the sources that may be influencing people who are easily influenced to make the wrong decisions. And you look at culture and you come right back to community, what homie was talking about earlier, and the things that create those social bonds so that you can actually have a character net for youngsters like that. That's what they supposed to have, but they ain't attached to nothing but the fucking internet. They're not attached to family, they only attached to peer. Everything is peer to peer. So what is going to be the checks and balances in seemingly perpetual peer to peer situation?
Well, you don't know it's peer to peer. They could come from a wholesome family. My thing is, um, uh, on that regard, it's not about black. It kind of, you got my little blood here was like, wait a minute, black people and vengeance. It's about taking a life violently. Like I've said, when it came to the 12-year-old boy that rough house that little girl, I would have been standing with a poster saying 20 life sentence is too much. Give him juvie. Give him 21, whatever you say the 21 thing is that come out of 21, because he didn't know no better. My brother was rough. How me and my brother were the two for the longest time. We're 3 years apart, and he rough housed me. All I knew how to do was cry, go running in the house and cry. But point in, he didn't know how to stop. When I would say stop, he wouldn't. So I would be that person for that 12-year-old boy, because for me, it's about a true mistake. If that was my grandmother and I saw her get dragged out the car, those kids have no remorse. They are not functioning with any no remorse. It's like that, all of them. They jumped in the car, the girls are in the back. There's no one that's stopping this. And this is how prosecution is going to be. No one stopped this. They were actively participating. This is not about going to juvenile 21. And everybody, make no mistake, we all know. Somebody say POC, right? Cute. We POC people, we know that the system doesn't do anything for anyone. Juvenile doesn't rehabilitate anyone. The prison system doesn't rehabilitate. These are businesses. We all know that. But for me, if that was my grandmother and I saw her arm get pulled out like that, violently, heinously, there is no remorse in those kids. They gotta go. Now that little 12-year-old boy, I'll protest for him. Yeah, Mark did say that there was so many bruises and so forth, but I still feel like it was child's play. Like he didn't know what he was doing. And I would still advocate for that, because that's a mistake. The ability to know what a mistake is from second or third time offenders. And make no mistake, allegedly, some of these kids have a criminal record. So 21 years old, bring them back up to a system, out of the system. Remember, there's the same system that doesn't rehabilitate anybody. So they could now get illegal guns and just do it bigger and better. I don't think so. I'm just impartial in the fact that what's right is right. A mistake should be treated as a mistake for children. And this heinous crime with people that have already have a criminal background before some of them are even said. There's one 17-year-old, a 15, and a 16. So make no mistake, the prosecution is going to look at that. These are not first-time offenders.
Okay. So, girl behind the mic, I'm going to say it like this. When it comes down to it, the people that are repeat offenders, they're going to get a harsher penalty. But just like you said, to the ones that didn't actually, do anything, this their first time, they might end up getting a slap on the wrist,
It ain't none
like
of
I
them
said.
in this case. All of them did something. We got there's no separation of that.
I understand it, but I'm saying, like, far as the whole point of the boy and that the lady, the lady and the boy, their interaction was more corresponding than everyone else. So depending on if this is his first time or not, he's going to get slapped with a harsher penalty. But what I'm saying is, for the other ones, they possibly could get like a small slap on the wrist. But the point of reference is, there was no intent to making the woman die. It happened.
No.
I'm not making excuses.
If you drive, no. The intent starts once you drive off the car and somebody's hanging from the car. Now you have intent, bro.
Okay, so
but
what do you do? Jump out of the car?
You stop the car. No, yeah, you stop. I mean, at that
What
point,
if you're not driving? What if you're not the driver? What if the driver can't? The passengers
Yeah.
can't stop the car.
That's what I'm saying. The passengers.
No. You are involved. You are there now.
But the passenger can't stop the car.
But you
Yes,
already
they can.
there.
They shouldn't have gotten in the car. Did you guys not see the video?
Like I said,
No, I didn't see the video.
Oh, okay, they were in the video. They got in. They came out. They got in. The minute you put your leg in that car, you are part and parcel of it.
Jules,
So what would y'all give
Jules,
them?
let me tell you, Jules, I'm gonna play the video again. Jules, they got in the car. All this shit happened. The kids got out the car when they saw seeing the kids fuck the other kid fucking up the lady. They see it. They see this. They get out. You know what happens, Jules? They get back in the car now. Then he's in the driver's seat. You guys witnessing this. Y'all know it's wrong. That's why y'all getting out. And then you get back in.
Because the intent. They tell them, hey man, get back in. Come on, she out. So you panic, you scared, you jump out the car, you ready to run. As soon as she said, come on, let's go, you jump back in.
It's a faster way to get away. A car is a faster way to get away than on feet.
Exactly.
The crime has already been committed.
But the lady
You
is
already
still
scared. You already
attached to the
scared. You already in
car.
full panic.
But bro, she's still attached to the car while y'all taking off.
Okay, yeah.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay, you say she's still attached to the car when she's pulling off. What, they got out of the car and then got back into the car after?
Yes.
I got to see the video, bro. I don't want to.
But
like some group who done
Yes,
done this
I'm
many
watching the
times
screen. I'm watching.
before.
Yes, I'm watching.
And this was just one time that they messed up.
but even with this, the kids getting out the car, they knew it was wrong. The point of him saying, let's go, they jump back in. They don't know the boy's about to drag the woman once they get back in the car. Come on. That's all I'm saying.
But that's why
they did it wrong.
My brother, that's why they're not getting charged with first degree, which is premeditation. That's why they're getting charged with second degree murder. You get
Involuntary manslaughter.
No. Manslaughter it ain't involuntary manslaughter. This ain't no car accident where we just ran a red light by accident.
No, for the three that's not initially, that's like that did not make contact with the woman at all. That's involuntary manslaughter. That's the best they're gonna get out of that charge.
Let's break this. Let's narrate this one more time. Let's see it. All right. So, as you're watching now, first of all, look how they strategically placed. Do y'all see what's going on here?
They planning a carjacking. We understand that.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just narrating. Now, the fourth person is where, y'all? All the way at the top of the street by the stop sign. You don't see them yet because they out of the screen. They just keeping lookout.
All right.
Now they're gonna come down once he walks up and hits the lick. They're gonna run down. So watch this. So the girl in the black, who clearly is very observant and is in part, look at her. She's gonna give him the signal, not right now. He's walking up to the car. She's gonna look at it. She's gonna go up to him right now. Not right now. She says something to him, and then he looks back. She's like, somebody's coming. He looks, sees somebody coming, turns around. We see this. All right. They're gonna cut to a graphic of our victim. I believe this man. Here we go. So now he walks up to her. Now, I saw another article. They said he pulled out a gun. I thought it was just pepper spray. One article right here I'm looking at, they said he did this at gunpoint.
They love to throw a gun on a nigga. Yeah, okay.
I mean, but look how he holding this, though. This does look like it could be a gun. I don't know.
He gonna hold pepper spray like that, too?
I just seen the spray, though. I just seen him spray it, though.
Yeah.
Watch this. He gonna hold his hand.
Yeah, that was a cannon mace. That was a cannon mace.
And you're gonna see his hand wave back and forth. And you see it, he's spraying and he waving it back and forth.
Yeah.
Now, her natural reaction is probably what? You cover your face. Somebody spraying mace in y'all, right?
Yeah, she's not gonna get out the car, so.
Yeah, she's spraying her face.
Shot.
Some girl looked like she trying to get a purse or something. She jumps in the car, the girl in the black. So she jumping in and out, but that mace probably fucking with her now too, a little bit in her eyes. Jumping in and out. Look, now he's stumping and kicking the lady. Y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
They see this going on. Now he's striking her.
They don't see that. They on the other side of the car.
You're probably trying to get her to let go of the seatbelt.
Bro, they ain't that tall and they ain't that short.
Bro, where'd you find these niggas at, man?
Hold on. We ain't gonna do that, Jules. Look at this, man. They don't know. They know he's over there. They know he.
They scrambling trying to get into the car, bro.
Nah,
bro. They ain't paying attention to what he doing.
Look at him, bro.
Jules, come on.
They scramble. These is kids, yo. They scrambling, looking for stuff that they can take.
No, they some bona fide criminals. Been at it for years.
Gotta relax. Let me do this breakdown.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
And ride with me on this, Jules. Now that car door open. This girl is right here. This car door. She don't know what the hell he doing over there. The girl in the black in the passenger seat.
The girl in the black, yes. I'm talking about the two in the back.
Okay, now stay with me right now. Let's go right here. Now the car door open. Now she's getting in. That car door is open right there. She can't tell he's not in the car. They know it's a struggle. They know he's striking the lady. They in and don't slid all the way over. They all in the car. He's still struggling with the lady. Still struggling with the lady. They getting out now. They getting out. Like, damn, this bitch.
Because they watching out. They see cars coming. They're watching out. They're not watching him. They're watching for other cars.
But also they realize it's getting hot. They know some shit is wrong. Jules, we
right. She's putting up a fight. Right. The lady is putting up a fight. Right.
Jules, slow down on your defense team. Just go with me. Go with me. And then I'll let you do everything. So yeah, so right here, that one gets out. She don't want to be in the car because she sees some shit. She see this going bad. But now, and then they cut where, because at this point he don't drug off and dragging the lady on the car. They don't made it right. This guy right here is don't did a U-turn, and you're gonna see somebody running out the building right here. Like they trying to go get, and you can see people running up. Go ahead, Jules. Try to get him off this case. Go ahead, Jules. Jules Matlock.
Definitely not going to try to get him off this case because it's a clear carjacking and assault that ended up in a murder. So yeah, somebody's going to get charged. But like I said, if you steal a car and you get a vehicular homicide, do the passengers in the car get the vehicular homicide as well?
So what?
If these 14s that stole that car, they didn't kill that lady, but they killed somebody else in that car, do they all get vehicular homicide, or is it just on the driver?
Yes, it's called felony murder. I mean, felony murder rule. You commit a felony murder while doing a felony, you get charged with that murder. Everybody who's involved in that murder.
Yeah,
that's I understand that's how shit's supposed to go.
That's how it is, man. Don't make it how it's supposed to go. That's how it is.
Okay, bro.
That's
just
how
like
it is, and I know it's felony murder. That's what they call it.
Okay, I didn't see different races not get charged with shit like that. I'm sorry, it happens because they don't charge everybody with the same thing. But that comes when it's
that is
depending
true.
on the color
that comes
of your skin and the
but
size of your
like I said that comes with it when it's in a different race, because let them be white, all of them would probably still be facing juvenile charges. They wouldn't be charging these kids with as adults. These kids would be evaluated. They would be looking at their back life. They would be looking at how they grew up. They would be going what their parents did and all this other type of shit that they make up for this mental illness that they had to go out and joyride and try to steal a fucking car that they made a mistake as.
Yeah,
man, this nigga's a plebiscite.
It's
this nigga's a
amazing how the
plebiscite.
color of
Homie,
your
get this
skin
nigga out of here.
Can dictate if you need rehabilitation or not. It's amazing. The size of your wallet and the color of your skin will dictate how much rehabilitation you can get. But
I swear to God,
us as a community, let's just say this group right now is the community that had seen that deals with these children. Okay, us as a community, we have to watch out for this shit. If we see bad parenting going on where we know this kid's a badass, he's a baby's kid, we as a community need to acknowledge we have some responsibility to prevent this from happening.
You say we as a community, but we ain't a community like that, cuz.
He called me a what?
He called me but we ain't.
He called me a what? He's before he said get me the fuck out of here. You called me a what?
Who called who something?
Somebody called me a term. I couldn't hear what he said. A parasite or something.
I didn't even hear that.
No, I think
it was like dude.
The dude.
I did. I say he's a plebiscite.
Oh, plebiscite. Okay. I just try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, But like in this situation, the only person I could make a case for was the young girl in the back, who was kind of hesitant on getting in, kind of looking like she was a follower. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the only person you can kind of make a case for that's gonna get off on this. But
and this nigga saving these hoes. This nigga crazy, bro. Get this nigga out of here.
Only one person to answer my question.
Hold up. Please wait. You just called kids hoes, my nigga. Get you the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. They still under the age of 18, my nigga. Quit disrespecting fucking kids, bruh. The fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, homie?
These
You
still
had,
kids,
hey,
bro. You
bro.
still talking about
At the
kids,
end,
my nigga.
at the end of the day, I understand your situation, but you gotta stop like taking this at everybody. Everybody has an opinion. If you don't like the opinion, that's cool. This is a platform that everybody's on the internet. So I mean, I understand you
What type
respectfully
of
don't
grown
like
man
everybody
call
else's
kids
opinion.
hoes though?
Yeah, that is kind of yeah. But at
Come
the
on,
same time,
bro. They
this is
still
the internet.
kids.
This is how people rock.
All right. So okay, wait a minute. So everybody, it seems like
Okay,
all y'all want them to go to jail. It seems all y'all think they should be charged as adults or whatever. So I'm asking y'all, please answer the
No,
fucking
not all.
question.
No,
What would
don't
you
say, hello,
do?
sir. All of us didn't say that, sir.
That's what it seems like. It seems like
Well, I'm telling
everybody
you
want to
what.
send them to
Listen,
jail
sir,
and just
I'm
get them
telling
out
you
the
what it's
way.
not. It's not that. It's not that. It might seem like that. I never said they should get the like. And I'm here to speak for myself. I never said they should get the death penalty. I never said they should be charged as adults. Never said they should get life. I never even said a certain amount of time. So we can't say you all. And we got people on the chat. They're not all agreeing with that neither. So just speak for yourself, and that's cool. We're with all due love and respect. Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I want to know what would y'all want for them?
My thing still
Consequences for their actions, not a slap on the wrist,
Shouldn't
not
say
a charge him like a
consequences.
kid.
Because
That's too general. That's too
Roger's
general.
son. I mean, well,
Well, the consequences, whatever the prosecutors come up with, if it is murder for all of them, so be it. I'm not gonna lose sleep.
No, I'm asking you to judge in your humanity. Say
Yeah,
you were the one put in
Uh-oh.
charge.
Don't say with my humanity, because my humanity has already said that I believe what's fair. And especially when you bring up the word humanity, my humanity gets pissed the F off when people violently beat other people.
You're not talking, mute your mic.
So that's my humanity. My humanity is for this elderly lady, because I think about my sweet grandma. I think about the things that she did for us as kids. I think about who she was. My humanity is compassion for the victim. And so therefore, in this case, if the courts find it as pleasing to the whoever judge or the state to charge them as adults, I'm not going to lose sleep, because to me, it's not an accident. They calculated this. This was calculated. They had a lookout woman. They did it meticulously. They had, even if a prosecutor is presenting this, when the girl passed and gave him the sign that not yet, they should have walked.
Kill them all. So just kill them all then, right?
Brother,
Long story short,
she
kill
didn't
them
say,
all.
brother. Look, this is a lady.
People
man.
hear what they want to hear.
Ain't nobody. I mean, can we be transparent, please?
My brother, no. We got to let her speak though. She the only lady here. Let her finish her thought. She never said kill them all. Let's not do that, my brother.
Let me clarify.
I got to try to bring it back down. Let's try to be fair.
Let me clarify. It's not kill them all. It's they have done a crime. I'm not blind to this. The victim is the lady's arm that got ripped out of her body. So like I said, she was a helpless 70-something-year-old. Remind me of my grandma. And if they go by jurors, this is exactly how they're going to feel. And so therefore, if their punishment is to be charged as adults, then they're going to have to go serve as adults. Now, listen, if New Orleans courts wants to charge them as juveniles, then I guess that's what the court and the jurors have done. But for me, they deserve consequences. And the consequences don't necessarily mean to kill them all. I am not naive to the fact that the prison system and juveniles courts or detentions, they don't do anything for anyone. I get it. It's not a therapy rehabilitative center with spas and psychologists and therapists and meditation. I get that. But that's the only thing they have going. That's the consequence. In life, when you do something, every action has an equal reaction, and their consequences is going to be time. Now, I'm like I said, I respect what the courts say, but I want them to do the time for what they did. I'm not the one to say they need to do 35 years. I'm not going to do that because I don't reside in New Orleans. But if the courts say they're going to try them as adults, so be it. If the courts say juveniles, so be it. What I'm advocating for is consequences, no excuses. They had so many times looking at that video to walk away from that lady, but they did not. So this is their learning curve. Everybody has a learning curve.
All right, go ahead, Rojo, son. And after that, we got to let you talk. because they
Okay.
keep trying to get into, and I want them to speak without just being only time they get in the speakers when they can't stand no more. Let them get their bars off. Go
All
ahead.
right. All right. So you said a lot to refer back to the courts. And my earlier context was, what would you select for them? You just said consequence. Completely generalize it so as to absolve yourself as in accountability for having to put that action on them that I feel, then I think you feel that you want to be placed on them. You know what I'm saying? Through proxy. So let the court do it, right? No, I'm asking y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let's say that you had the selection of the choice for them from the village. Let's say that we were a nation and they were, youth representatives of our nation, and they did beseech us to handle it. How would we do that? We defer so quickly to these kangaroo ass courts up in here, like, oh, okay, well, yeah, in this instance, their justice was right, but not in this one. Are you kidding me?
Tell us instead of you deferring right now. Just you tell us. You lead the way. What should happen?
Well, one, they got to serve first and foremost, because obviously they're not understanding the preciousness of human life. They're not understanding how to value a human life. So you place them in a forced position to where that is what occurs.
Serve where? In a juvie?
I would say in the senior citizens unit.
Hold on, you want somebody who just killed the old person to go community service, do community service?
Exactly. Serving.
So you said community service for murder.
Exactly. But the thing is, what I'm not focusing on the murder, because that's what came next. The very first thing where they got their catalyst for that was that they didn't have an understanding of human value to begin with. That's the issue, not the fact that she died. Let's say that they did pull the shit off and she didn't die. Then it would just been a carjacking. Everybody were like, okay, give them 3 years, book them and go. But that does nothing to affect, a proper development or adequate development of proper character, especially one who's supposed to be representative of our village, of our nation.
Let's slow down,
if we had one.
Sir, slow down now. Because we can't just say we're not thinking about the murder. We can't just blow that off. A 73-year-old woman, grandmother, lost her life. We can't just say, nah, we're just gonna forget about that. Let's think about the action that led to it. But regardless, did that action led to her dying? So we'll pass the mic around. So you saying they get community service for how long?
I would say for about 10 years.
10 years of community service.
10 years of service and 10
community
years of
service. Let's be clear. You ain't talking about joining the army. Like I did service.
No. Ain't nobody talking about joining no fucking military and going around the world for these damn devils. No, I'm talking about
call me a devil all you want to. I ain't never drugged no 73.
I ain't calling you no devil. I ain't calling you no devil. I'm talking about the military, but we ain't gonna get into that. Especially all you veterans out here who will fight a foreign threat, but not no domestic. So we ain't gonna go there, cuz.
We just went there.
Let's keep it here. Let's keep it here.
Hold on, you can't slap me and say we don't want to fight.
Ain't nobody slapping you, cuz, but you ain't took care of no domestic threats. So don't even come at me with that.
You don't know what I did in my life.
Shit, you know what I'm talking about?
I ain't coming at you no way.
Nah, you came at me with some military pride. Like I had some of that, and I don't.
No, sir, I didn't say that, sir. No, I just want you to know when you just kept saying serve.
Exactly.
And I wanted you to be specific, sir. I wanted you to say, are you talking about what? And like I had to pull teeth to get you to say community service. And I want people to know
I said serving senior citizens.
There we go.
I did say that.
Fair enough. Let's move forward. Go ahead, Deuce. What you got? Deuce, we lost Deuce. There we go, Deuce. Unmute your mic. So my man wants them to do community service for murder.
Hey, I don't want to talk about this bullshit no more. I mean, I was here for the rap. Hey, whatever, bro. I'm posting, bro. This is bullshit.
Queen P just got here. Queen P, what's your take on this topic?
It's unfortunate that a life was lost. I do think that they should be punished, even if the young ladies didn't actually harm this lady, but the fact that they were involved, because I always think about that term guilty by association. So I think they should be punished. I'm not going to say they should be killed. So I'm not someone who feels like they should get the death penalty, but I do think they should be punished. No, I don't think they should get community service or anything like that either.
Talk to me, Reg. What you got on this, Reggio?
Man, I'm almost tapped out on this one, man. This dude is crazy with the community service. He is loud. I don't even know what the hell you have allowed to affect you, because all he throws out there is the racial white system and this and that and that. Systems are put in place, man. I don't care what system it is, what race of people puts it in. You create a nation, you're going to also create a system to incarcerate those who don't know how to function in that society. I don't know. I ain't got much on it, but like I said, these kids committed a crime. They realized the consequence of it, and at some point you got to turn them down. And even as a parent, man, you don't want to be aiding and abetting when you know your kids have been involved in something if it's plastered all over the damn news. Because you don't do that, you have aggressive ass cops coming to your house to search for, come to the house to serve a warrant, and they come in an aggressive manner, and this child who committing the act is acting in some irate shit, wanting to barricade and shit, you best believe it's gonna get more drastic. They fuck around and blow his head off, and as well as other people in that house. So F that. Go turn yourself in, or I'm gonna leave them to come up in this mug. You have to face the circumstances of some shit that you do, especially if your ass is all over camera, and they pinpointed to where you're coming from. Other people turn themselves in. Like, it's just at some point, man,
the jig is up.
yeah, it's definitely up.
Reggie, you're gonna be accessory after a fact, man. They're gonna come pick you up at your job.
Yeah, exactly. And them people in New Orleans know how harsh they damn jails are. So it's like, man, what are you taking these chances for? But some people like to dance with the devil, and that's what these kids are doing. But that's my thoughts on it. I'm gonna jump out till we get into the hip hop thing.
So y'all still want to do that hip hop shit real quick? We can do that.
Sure.
I'm gonna end this one. Let me get everybody final thoughts, but I got to get my guy HOD.
I'm gonna jump out real quick so I can do something real quick.
All right, get straight. Matter of fact, before we go to HOD, let me do these 2 super chats. Shout out to Epoxy Magic again. Thank you so much for the love and support. He said, "I know what I saw, but I'm gonna tell you what really happened. False leaders of our youth." And my guy D Bevel the champ, he said, "I'm gonna work all y'all, and I'm gonna go pick up trash and feed some old people to rehabilitate." Laughing emoji. Let me give both of them the $5 drop.
I got 5 on it. I got 5 on it. 5 on it.
Go ahead, HOD. Give me your bars on this, man, and we're gonna end this one after everybody give me their final take. Get into some hip hop.
What's going on, Mark? Man, this is really a strong emotional topic, man, because you guys were talking about it. Then I went and I saw the video and heard the news clip and got more context on it. And you have to, to judge this in itself, you got to put yourself in the position of the victim's family as a son, a grandson. This happened to your grandma. There's hell to be paid. Fuck that kid. Fuck his parents too. That's what's gonna happen. There's no other way around that. My 73-year-old grandma still working her ass off full time at that. And you guys man, there's hell to pay. You know what I mean? There's no justification, period. Now you could think about it as, as the parents of these criminals. Yeah, you have to. As a parent, hell yeah, I have to turn in my son. Definitely do. Now, is there ways about doing it? Obviously, you lawyer up. You go, you have to go with the lawyer. Just make sure that all your rights are going to be protected. But you going in, if you want to go about that way. But still, you going in. Accountability to the parents, absolutely. I think the most people have a problem when I say those type of things about self-accountability, because people are not doing their fucking jobs with their kids, maybe. Do you know where your kids are at? You know what the fuck they doing? You know who they're hanging out with? Do you know where they get their money from? Because if you ain't giving them money, where they getting money from? How involved are you in their motherfucking lives? So I think only a lot of people have a problem with that, are people who are not that committed in their parenting skills. Because I know for sure, I know everything about my motherfucking son. Everything. Who's his friend? Who's a friend's friend? Who are their parents? Who they're hanging out with? What time it is? Where he at? Who he with? It's not no freelance. You do what the fuck you want. There's no freelance. Do your motherfucking job as parents. This bullshit excuses about single parent. That's bullshit. That's all bullshit. My mama was a single mama. She knew what the fuck I was doing. And when she had to crack it, she fucking cracked that belt on my ass. It's just a lot of excuses. Community service, my man. You really need to reevaluate some of your thought process, man. That's ridiculous.
Ain't nobody
You got a mother, you got a grandmother whose arm was severed, dragged like a dog. Like a dog. You should be infuriated this happened. I don't give a fuck she white, black, Hispanic. Look, I got a cousin who's done her parts, man. Fuck my cousins that did these stupid crimes too. Don't give a flying fuck about any of their excuses. There's no excuses, man. There's right and there's wrong. And as parents, we gotta do better. We wanna blame the system, wanna blame the fucking... Nah, man. Do your motherfucking job first. My son wants to do that after all the work I put into it. Man, be lucky if he don't fucking get strung up by me.
For sure.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, there's got to be... Where nobody's infuriated. There's a woman who's dead in her fucking SUV, 73 years old, still driving, doing her thing. And this crime was premeditated. They were looking out. They know what they're doing. Come on now. Now is it the same severity as the young man who's 17-year-old? No, probably not. But there's still going to be some consequences, and there should be severe consequences. But there's got to be more self-accountability from home. Failing our kids. We're failing our kids. We're failing our kids. Raise your kids right. You gotta be hard. Is it hard work? It should be the motherfucking hardest job in your life is to raise your kid. Nothing else should be more important. We're failing our community at home. Not that the community is supposed to raise your kid in itself. Raise your motherfucking kids. Or don't have any at all. I'm sorry, President, because I saw this story and it heated me up. I got family members in the fucking joint from some stupid ass motherfucker. Fuck them, man. Doing some stupid ass shit. And no pity. There's no pity. Fuck my uncles and aunts for doing a piss poor job. There's victims behind this shit. There's victims behind how you raise your kids. Okay. That's all I got to say, man.
Shout out my guy HOD. HOD, I'm gonna end this one after this, do some hip hop for about an hour and a half, something like that.
Wait, Mark, can I answer the rest of your question though?
I'm kind of trying to get these final thoughts, Queen P. You can do it on your final thoughts, and we can move forward. Yeah, just get your yeah. I'm looking at the clock. I'm already over the time I posted Ben for this topic, but it was a good topic. Roger's son, go ahead. My guy HLD just got here, and I try to not to let everybody cut people off too much because we can't hear everybody when people cutting each other off. Plus, when somebody just got here and had a chance to speak all night, try to give everybody a chance to get their opening statement. But he pulled up with opening and final thoughts. So go ahead, Roger's son. Give me your final thoughts on anything you want to talk about with this topic, bro.
Am I gonna be able to get as passionate?
Do whatever you want to do, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because I got people attack me in the chat, calling motherfuckers all kind of shit, and not understand what I'm talking about. It's not just community service. What it is serving another person, serving the care of another person. The whole thing, again, it's unfortunate that woman died. We've known of carjackings that happen, you know what I'm saying? And if ain't nobody died, it was just a carjacking. It's like, oh, you stupid motherfucker, you gonna get caught or something like that. Ain't nobody ever thought that somebody who ever jacked a car and ain't nobody get hurt. Oh, that person should go to jail for life and all this shit, right? But when the life is brought into it, it's unfortunate that the loss of life happens, but you got to look at why is there such a detachment of it at such a young age? How the fuck could they be that young and be detached from the suffering of another person in that regard? To me, that is the greater issue. Okay. And I don't just see that in those 4 youth. Yes, those 4 youth carried it out, but I see that in the majority of the youth that I see. They ain't doing that shit, but they still got that there in them. And you look at what it is that's feeding them. This is why I say it's primarily a peer-to-peer situation, damn near an entirety of their reality when they at home. Like you say, you want to parent the children. Well, what do the parents utilize to parent the children? Everybody is so locked into their bullshit. The family ain't connected like that no more. The community ain't connected like that more. The value of parenting and raising the child, that's not a value in our community like that no more. Because if you did value your children, one, you wouldn't send them to no fucking public school. But a lot of times people would do that shit and expect these schools to cram all reality that they need in the kids' head. I mean, come on, man. This is something more than just this act. This has a lineage to it. And what I was asking y'all is say that you do not judge them as an adult. How would you judge? Let's say you had to rule that this is youth. What would you do? And no one stepped up to answer the fucking question. But everybody's quick to open their mouth to say that they supposed to be persecuted and things are supposed to be harsh on them in some way. All right, well, let's say you took another route. Let's be objective instead of subjective. And I'm in there.
All right, shout out to you, man. Thanks for pulling up. Go ahead, Deuce. You got anything you want to say? Queen B, girl behind the mic, Letro Jed. I know Juice want to get a ran off. Anybody got anything else they want to say? Girl behind the mic, give me your final thoughts. If nothing else, at least plug your channel.
Yeah. Decoding Dreams podcast. Sound like somebody want to send money.
I'm done on the calls right now, y'all.
All right.
Yeah,
that's
go ahead.
it.
Y'all get your final thoughts off. Go ahead.
That's it. Decoding Dreams podcast. That's it. Like I said, sound like somebody want to send the money on these kids' books. Good luck to you.
I do got a final thought if I can.
Go for it, bro.
Listen, there's no excuse. Somebody earlier said that community is dead. No, that community is not dead. That community is alive as long as you want to make it alive. I went out of my way to make sure that my kids were raised right. Again, they might not be the greatest kids, but they ain't criminals. I made sure, just like HLD said, I made sure I knew who they were visiting because I'm of the mindset it's better to be by yourself than with bad company. I knew who my kids were seeing, who they were hanging out with, and if I didn't approve of it and their mother didn't approve of it, they weren't going no place. It's that simple. So that community is not dead. The community is alive as long as you want it to be. Too many people, I find it easy just to send them off, yes, to public school. If you can't afford a private school, then be active with that public school. Find out what the curriculum is. See what your kids are being taught. See what the type of environment your kids are going through. And then at the house, what the fuck? What kind of games are they playing? Or do you allow them on the internet? Shit, my kids were not allowed on the internet. It was that simple. Unless I knew what they were talking about and who they were talking to, I know how many damn fucking, how many predators there are out there, especially for my daughter. And my boys, I was hard on my boys just like I would be any of my kids. No, that community is not dead. It's alive as long as you are a part of it and make it alive. Don't just discount it. You have the right to raise your kids your way. Unfortunately, sometimes the government gets involved, but you got to work around that. Like I said, we have to do things smarter. It's that simple.
Shout out to Jed. Shout out to Jed, girl behind the mic, Roger Son, HLD. Queen P, you want to give final thoughts before I let Jules close it up?
Yes, I do. Oh, what I wanted to say is that even with a two-parent household, you can still have your kid that's going out here doing whatever because peer pressure is real and you as a parent don't know what's going on when they're with their friends. I do agree with many of the panelists who are expressing that, one should be aware of who your kids' friends are and who their friends are and their parents. Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly. The other part you mentioned about should the parent be prosecuted, I don't think
responsible, or as far as not even necessarily prosecuted. I mean, like, they could go after the parents for like a wrongful death suit.
No, because at the end of the day, as a parent, you can do all you can for your kids, whether you're a single parent, whether you have a two-parent household, and your kid will still go out there and they're interacting with other kids. Peer pressure is real.
Yeah, but what does the law state though? Does the law state that they can't be liable? If they can't be liable, should the people go after them?
Well, it depends on the state, though. Some
Yeah,
states.
Louisiana. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
you're right. I don't know the whole laws about Louisiana. I personally just don't feel like the parents should be prosecuted for their kids' actions. I do think they should serve time for what they did because you have somebody who's dead. And I'm not trying to I guess, be rude towards the other individual who expressed something different, which to each his own on their own opinion. But I don't feel like they should get a slap on the wrist. This lady's dead. Her life has been taken. She didn't ask to get carjacked. She didn't ask to have these young kids drag her in that vehicle. At the end of the day, if you see her putting up a fight, at that point, is it really worth it? I don't even like the thought that you had to go and still try to carjack somebody else's vehicle anyway. Like, it's not worth it at the end of the day. Like, why?
Salute. All right. Well, that was good. Shout out to Queen P. Go ahead, Jules Gaming Lounge. Give me your final thoughts on everything we talked about.
Okay. First of all, we keep saying kids. Like at what age?
Pick up a little bit, Jules, or clear your voice down.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. We keep saying that kids. At what age do we, stop calling them kids or we start charging them as adults? Is that at 15, 16? Should it be 14, 13, 12? At what point in your life did you know right from wrong? Like, come on, man. Like, stop. Like, we all act like we didn't do something in our life that went against what we were supposed to do, that our parents told us to do. We all did sneaky shit. We all did shit that could have got us in trouble, probably in deeper, more trouble than what we would have been in if something worse would have happened. Y'all keep saying, y'all jump down my man's throat when he said something about being in the service of elderly. I mean, okay, what do you want him to do? Go to prison and sit in prison and do community service there? Because that's all they're going to do is learn how to become better criminals and do community service for the state for free. The free slavery. There you go. Okay, cool. I guess that's the same thing, right? Except for they ain't locked up and they ain't serving the people who they have harmed. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting that benefit of seeing the value of that life. But y'all keep saying it was a 73-year-old lady. Well, what if it was a 12-year-old? What was a 50-year-old? What if it was a 45-year-old? What age does death matter? Is death not horrific when somebody takes a life? At what point is death not horrific? You keep trying to make it seem more horrific because she was older. Like, no, it shouldn't make a difference what age it is. Death is death. But that's crazy. But that's a whole nother thing. Y'all say, my man, they shouldn't be in community service, but y'all don't say what they should get. Y'all say that they kids, but then y'all say they should get charged as adults. Like at what age do you not charge somebody as an adult? At what age is it kid doesn't have the full capacity to think as an adult? So no, yes, we can sit there and say, yeah, they should have did this and they should have did that. But when you were that age, you weren't thinking like you were an adult, were you? If so, that means you would have been an adult. You can't have an egregious way, one way. Oh, you're supposed to raise your kids. My mama whooped my ass. I still did sneaky shit. I still pushed those limits. I still got my ass beat. Yes, the fuck I did. I still did shit that could have got people hurt a lot worse than they got fucking hurt. By the grace of God, they didn't. Thankfully. But raising your kids, you blaming the parents for not raising their kids. How you know what the parents ain't doing? How you gonna blame the parents because the kids went and did something they knew was wrong? At what age do you know right from wrong? I ask you. Because at that age, that's when you should get charged as an adult if you feel that these kids should be charged as adults because they didn't think like adults. They didn't act as adults. Yes, they should be punished, but they should not. The punishment should not come at the expense of them not being taught a lesson. Being punished and being taught a lesson are two different things. When you're trying to teach somebody a lesson for something they did, then you're trying to help them. When you're trying to punish somebody for what they did, you're just throwing a punishment on them because they did something wrong. How is that helping them? What is that going to do? You're going to lock them up for how long? Okay, is that for the rest of their life? No, you don't lock them up for the rest of their life. Then they go to the penitentiary and they learn what? How to become better criminals. And then you're charging them as an adult, and you put 15, 16, 17-year-olds in an adult prison. You know what happens to kids in adult prisons? No, I doubt you do. But I digress with that.
No,
Salute,
go
Mark
ahead,
Nash.
go ahead. I
No,
mean,
I don't want to hold you up, bro. Salute
no,
for the
you
conversation, man. It's a lot, man. Because my man sat there and called kids hoes. Like I'm really salty behind that, bro.
but
Like
think about it. They're murderers, bro, and people are triggered by like my guy HLD. You
my
talking?
nigga, regard are they
I get
not
what you're saying.
kids? Are they still not kids because they're murderers?
I mean, well, women are women. Just because you don't like them, sometimes we call them bitches and hoes. You know how you talk like that.
But I love them. But I love them and call them bitches. It's not because it's not disrespect. It's because I don't know your name. I just talk different.
Yeah. But
I
I get where
mean,
you're coming from. Like he ain't got no love for them. Like they murderers, bro. They
I
killed
understand you, but they are still
and to what
kids.
you was talking about, what age?
Do you not understand being a
Children
kid?
elderly should be protected, Jules.
But can you not understand being a kid? Was you not a kid? Did you not do something? Could have got somebody hurt when you were a child?
Not to kill nobody.
Oh my
Whoever
God.
killed the elderly.
Jules, I did, but I didn't. Thank God.
You-
Thank God I didn't murder nobody. But if I did, Jules, I would have to go pay the piper, bro.
Oh, and Jules, he did get his question answered. Maybe it's not good enough to what he would want to hear, but a lot of people did answer him because I heard them say when he kept asking the same question over and over again, he got answered.
And
So
some
maybe
people already answered this before he got here too. But it's all good. I just was shocked that he said service. That's all it was. Service. But it's all good. He's entitled to his opinion.
I'm just asking, were you not a kid? I mean, were you not a kid? Did you think as an adult when you were a child?
We're all
Jules,
kids, but
Jules, I'm right there with you on that.
person.
Now, Jules, I'm right there with you on that, my brother.
There's a difference between stealing a candy bar
and killing
and fucking carjacking. I mean, are you not getting where is it that you're not getting it? Yeah, we probably stole a candy bar.
Kill, they caused
We didn't
death.
fucking
There's
go
a
and
difference.
go fucking do a bank heist, did we?
No.
Did you?
No.
Oh, let me get away with no, man. There's a difference. There's a major difference.
I understand that there's a difference, but what I'm asking you is, what is a justifiable punishment for you?
For that 17-year-old, fuck him. Give him the electric chair. Get the fuck out of here.
What about the 3 years? What about the 3 young ladies?
The other 3, well, you know what? There is then levels to what we have to. What happened? They are going to be held accountable. Is it to the degree? I don't know, but they are accomplices. But is it going to be the same as putting the electric chair on them? No. But definitely, there's got to be consequences to
How about
it.
this? To answer that question too, Roger's son fairly, we need to know all the penalties. Like what is for a second-degree murder in Louisiana? Like I know the max though is you get life without the possibility of parole. That's the max. I don't know what other the sentencing guidelines. I don't know if they even charging all of them with second-degree murder or they all being charged like far as the age in Louisiana for the 15-year-olds. Because I know they won't show their mug shots.
But the thing is, I do not judge our reality off of their laws because those
Well,
laws ain't those.
Look, that's
those,
you
those,
though. But
no,
look,
I know. But the thing is,
somebody to give a sentence for me to answer fairly, I need more information. I don't think they should be charged as adults though. Me and my wife, we got into it about this. She was like, "Really?" She said, "What if that?" I was like, "I just don't think not the 15-year-olds." She was like, "Yo, at 15, you know right from wrong. You know you doing something wrong." And I'm thinking about it. And I've been thinking about it, but the more I hear y'all talk on this panel, the more I'm kind of like, that 17-year-old kid probably should be charged as an adult.
Absolutely.
About it. Like he shut that car door, drove like he's going in on this lady. I seen the video. He's going in on this lady.
The young man, I understand. I can totally understand that.
Girl in the back seat who got out the car twice.
She looked scared as hell, like she didn't know what the fuck to do.
How about this? Whoever was that first 15-year-old parent that started the ball rolling, their child should probably get the lightest sentence, because that was the first one that turned in that child and told the names and told everything. Then they picked up the next one and she told where they can find the other two, and they found them together. So that first parent, like I said, I don't know the sentencing guidelines, but 15. I was thinking about 10, 15 years. I think Reggie had said about 10, 15 years earlier. I think Girl behind the mic, they was talking about that. But yeah, we had already said that kind of what we had said. But
Right.
even if you
Prison.
charge them as adults, though, I don't think they should get death, or I don't think they should get life. And according to the U.S., get life. So even if the judge was to give them life right now, they will get another trial once they're of a certain age to see if they hold that up. Because
Mark,
yeah, because the Supreme Court ruled minors.
No, Mark, what I was asking was like the prison, like, okay, you send them to prison, and it's not to rehabilitate anything. So that's what I was asking. Like, if you feel like prison doesn't rehabilitate people, then you just send them there for punishment. Only thing you send them in there is do what basically what you're doing is they're being
There's rehabilitation for the 3 girls, but that boy dies. He dies rotting in hell up in there.
Juice, it's also about the safety of the public too.
Exactly.
Rehabilitation at this point, I don't care. That's a whole nother argument if y'all want to have about prison rehabilitation. Shit, we can work on that while they in jail. But I can't let them kill my grandmama next.
Oh, but see, that's the thing. See, that's you taking the perspective that you already dealing with killers, and instead of death,
but they are killers now, though.
No, wait a minute. Death occurred from a carjacking. They didn't set out to kill nobody, but the way that y'all respond to it,
that's what I'm trying to get to.
It's like y'all done stepped in as some bona fide killers.
Sir, but they already have. Some of these people already had criminal records.
Doing what?
But it's still intent still matters, man.
Just like my man said, I said what I said based on my reality. You kill my grandma, motherfucker, I kill you. How about that? That's the reality.
Period.
Is it an accident?
That's the reality. So I'm going to judge based on my law, my reality. Now the laws are the laws, and that's something else. But that's my reality.
Let's get into it.
So even in the accidental death,
my man, this was not accidental.
It's not. It's malicious. It's heinous. It's violent. It's vile.
Wow.
It's horrible.
Violent fucking crime, man.
Y'all need to be on Fox News, cuz
we don't have to be on Fox.
I ain't gotta be on no Fox News, bro. Stop fucking protecting bullshit ass stuff, bro. Stop fucking making excuses or bullshit ass behavior.
Hey, Mark, can I ask him something? How would he feel if that was his grandmother?
I already answered that.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know. I just
Fox News. The fuck you trying to say with that, bro?
Who cares?
I said what I said. What
Who
you mean?
cares? Let him have
I
his
didn't
own
try to
opinion.
say nothing.
Okay. We don't have to make personal attacks to get our point across. It's fair. It's okay. It's okay. Because I want to say this, man. Jules, the only accident that happens here is they wasn't good at the crime. That's it. That's the accident. Let me fit, Jules. Let me finish.
Yes, my bad.
Two more sentences. Here's the accident. The lady got tangled up in the seatbelt of her own car, and he shut the car door, and while arm is still attached, he drug her off while she's driving down the street. Her arm detached from her body, and she died. That's the accident that you're talking about, my brother. And I don't think that's an accident.
No, I wasn't saying her death was accidental. I was just asking him.
No. Because look, Jules, you said intent though, and a lot of people have been saying intent.
But I'm saying I wasn't saying that this in this particular case, her death was accidental. I was just asking him. He said if somebody killed his mother, I said even in the accidental death, you would still want him dead. That I wasn't referring to this in this situation. I was just asking him because he said if somebody killed his mother, he would want them dead, and I said even in the accidental death. You know what I'm saying? Is that even if his mother's death was caused by accident of somebody else?
But understand in the context of this right here, we gotta assume you're talking about this because we've been kind of making excuses for the ladies.
That's why I cleared it up. That's why I cleared it up for him. That's why I cleared it up for him. Like I'm saying, because that was just a question for him. Like it wasn't a question I was trying to ask for, as in saying that this death was accidental. I'm just saying they didn't intend to murder. I'm just saying the little boy didn't seem to intend to murder her. I am not calling this death an accidental death.
Okay, fair enough.
That I'm not calling this. I'm not calling what happened in this case.
So doctors doing a surgery on my mother, and doing surgery, she dies. Accidental maybe because he cut the wrong artery, maybe by mistake. That's accidental. Do I want death penalty for him? No.
But I want him to lose his license.
Yeah, amen.
And then the hospital could pay me.
There's a difference of what I'm saying when there's nothing accidental. These are the consequences of a carjacking, period. And there was nothing accidental of a carjacking.
Again,
I was not referring to this situation.
Jules, you don't have to say it again. It's over. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. You already said it. It's all love. That's it for everybody. Jules Gaming Lounge got a dope ass channel. Y'all make sure y'all follow my guy Jules Gaming Lounge. It's spelled just like you see it on the screen. Got a dope ass channel. They got a dope event gonna be in Atlanta this weekend, right?
Stigmata, yes sir. The 26th, yes sir. Stigmata in Atlanta, yes sir.
I will
Chef
not be
Trez
there.
versus Real Nkosi, Quantum Physics versus Clip Coleon, LL Cool J versus Gullah JB. We got WFN Jackpot versus Abysmal. We got Luke Kane versus Don Vito, and we have De Niro versus AK Asia. And we got is hosted by Geechee Gotti and live performances by Yo-Yo 2 times. I don't know if y'all been over there to this channel. He got dope music at the World Sport Battlegrounds. Live performances by him and GX. Yeah, Saturdays tickets $35 at the door.
Yes, indeed. Let me share the flyer real quick on the screen. But yeah, that's super dope. Shout out to the World Sport Battlegrounds. Yeah, this is gonna be lit. Hey, look, man, I was all excited about going, and then I saw that Tony Bro video, and I was like, man, I ain't going to no battle rap.
No.
If I go, I'm
This
going,
ain't
but
that
I'm gonna
type.
be outside. I ain't going inside.
This ain't that type. This ain't that type. No, definitely not.
Nigga, it's battle rap, right? You niggas gonna be out there battling.
Yeah, but this is like a family event, bro. This is a family event. It's like not, you know what I'm saying? We got people who coming out and support us, you know what I mean, supporters of us, but it's more of a family event. This ain't nothing that's going back to go left like regular battle rap. Definitely not.
Niggas gonna be face to face dissing each other for the first time. Y'all been doing this shit on the internet for a long time. Then y'all gonna be face to face. Woo.
Man, we've been doing it for 2 years. They didn't build a relationship for 2 years. These guys support each other. They're all on the World Sport Battleground.
Let me play this.
Heard a rap about no.
Okay, what you got right here? What you got? Okay, yeah. So this is March 26th. Doors open at 3 p.m. 21, security enforced, and which is usually your homeboy at the door with the tool. He the tallest and biggest nigga out the crew, respectfully. No, I'm joking. Man, look, it's gonna be dope. I look forward to hearing about what happened. And if I pull
man,
up, man,
if you in the A, man, pull up, man. You win on me, man.
I'm gonna be in the parking lot, nigga.
No, if you pull up, you win on me,
I ain't
bro.
walking in that building.
You pull up, you win on me for free, bro.
Ain't about no battle rap.
You win on me for free, bro. Pause.
I'm good. I'm good on the bread, but I'm just saying, I can't be out here fucking with y'all niggas in these fights on camera, man. These niggas be fighting on camera in battle rap for nothing.
Nah, that was some dumb stuff.
You signed up for that.
That was some dumb stuff.
And that nigga was a blogger getting beat up. He was the manager or something. Hell no. Nigga. Hey, look.
Yeah, Tony Bro just the blogger. Yeah, his man Snake Eyes jumped out the window and put his hands on somebody. And you know what I'm saying, he put his hands on somebody when he had 15 of his peoples with him. So respectfully, you know what happens when that happens. You know what I'm saying? He jumped out the window.
Yeah, it's crazy. Man, girl behind the mic, thank you so much. Rogan son, you got a channel, anything you want to promote and plug, my brother?
Actually, I do not. I thank you for the hospitality. I'm
man,
stepping by for the hip hop talk, huh?
All right, man, you got a home here, man. It's all love. Shout out to HLD, Queen P, girl behind the mic, Jules Gaming Lounge. As always, been another great episode of Breaking. Anybody got anything else? I'm sorry. All right, cool. Been another great episode of Breaking Beats, where we break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and anything else you guys feel like talking about. Always remember, it's a hip-hop political sports show with a comedy twist. We like to let the jokes fly. You know why? Because life is serious enough. Always remember, dreams require sleep. Goals require effort. Go out there and get your goals. I'm about to start another show. We're going to talk about this article I saw on BuzzFeed. It said hip-hop would not be around would it not have stayed alive if it wasn't for these 20 producers. I'm gonna put their list on the screen and we're gonna see if we agree. It's your man Marq Breaking Beats. I'll see you guys in about 30 to 45 seconds. Peace.
This that squad sound.